Well, what are you saying? Man's just checking in with a gratitude attitude. Thank you that my belly is got munch in it. Even if it's not completely matrix free, it's important to remember gratitude, especially when you're on a mission of disassimilating the hive mind. You gotta always remember gratitude, where I find if I ever lose myself in a debate with somebody, arguing back and forth, or any other distraction, anything that ever happens ever, right? You get lost in reality, and what I'm learning to do more, and I'm finding it easier with time, is basically returning to gratitude. Where it's like, oh, I lost myself for a sec. I was arguing or debating with this person about this or that, but it's like, come back down to earth. You are warm. You have clothes. You have food. I pray that you do. Where it's like you unconsciously take stuff for granted. That's just how consciousness kind of works, where it's like, or that's like the dungeon programming. That's how the dungeon programming works, where it's like, you don't really realise that you're warm, but you do realise when you're cold. It's like the what doesn't move, the subconscious takes care of it, where like consciousness focuses on the foreground, aka what moves. It's not really exactly practical or useful for survival, often in some ways, to notice what doesn't move in the background, aka the consistent vibration that never ceases, and the fact that you're warm. You take everything for granted until it moves and catches your attention, like your health. You tend to just unconsciously not notice that you're not ill as fuck, even though you are, because your food is full of toxins, and you don't know what it's like to not be ill because you've been ill your entire life until you do the detoxing thing, and then you'll feel so good, you'll feel like you are high on a drug, but actually you're just not bogged down by the matrix. There's that, but that wasn't the original point. What I meant was, right now I have pretty good health, right? My eye isn't hella swollen like it was the other day. My lip is not as split as it was. I haven't got some major flu or something right now, or the common cold, and that's great. Where you don't really you can take your health for granted until it gets taken away from you. Often, somewhat. You have to learn the hard way. Where I'm just saying, check in with the gratitude. Yo man, how's it going, bro? I do recognise your name. I know you've been pretty active somewhat recently. I appreciate it. I can't remember if I remember the full extent to our interactions, but yeah, just note that there's a whole background of stuff to be grateful for that we tend to take for granted, and especially if you get caught up in this whole mass awakening business or life purpose business, where it's always projecting into a future, where it's the other day I felt like I won't be happy until I get what I want, in a way, but I was aware that I didn't really know what I wanted at the same time. It's I'm not happy because I'm not where I want to be, and I don't have what I want, I guess, but it's but I don't know what I want. It's kind of interesting. Alan Watts speaks about that. It's but how could you want anything other than God, in a way, where you already have, you're already on the adventure of a lifetime, so you do have everything you want. You think that you might want, technological omnipotence, as he calls it, you just want a joint, you want everything, you want all the food, you want all the weed, you want all the women and all the sex or whatever. But if you could just do that, then the party will be over. Better when I'm on my own. What was it? Better when I'm coming home and I'm on my own. I could say I like it like that. That's kind of how I interpret that Billie Eilish song, even though she's pretty Matrix. But it's like when the party's over is when duality God stops playing hide and seek with itself. Where it's like, this is the party, like pretending that there's anything at stake in the dream of God. I don't know. It's kind of tricky business, to be honest, because yeah, it's like you already have everything you want in a way. Because if you could have everything you wanted at a snap of a finger, like infinite weed and infinite food, like the game would be over. The adventure is what you want, like in a way, God playing hide and seek with itself type thing. So in a way, you do have everything you want. I can't even remember how I began this, in a way. I don't know if I'm doing a great fucking service to you right now, or if I've kind of lost myself a bit. I can't remember, to be honest. Just don't know. I don't fucking know, man. I don't know. Can you talk about universe? I guess so. Isn't it crazy that you exist at all? The elephant in the room is, how did you get here in the first place? Look at you, mate. You are a skeleton with some fucking flesh on it. How did you come to be? How come you're behind that pair of eyes and not behind this pair of eyes? Maybe you will be one day. Maybe you already have been. Who fucking knows, mate? Universe. The universe is fucking inside you and outside you, I guess. You know, fuck knows. Scale is an illusion. Scale needs contrast to exist. How about that one, I guess? Scale is relative. I don't know. Can I talk about universe? Yeah, I don't know. Fucking... You are literally the fabric of reality. How about that? If you die, where can you go? Since you are what is, you know? Don't know. Fucking the universe. See, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. The universe out there. You are the universe, looking at the universe, through the universe. Wow. Yeah, where you will go after you die. Fucking, how do you not know that you're not already dead? Partly, I don't know. I mean, it seems that you're not, but is that true, or is that just a thought in the mind? Organic dark chocolate. I don't know. Where you'll go after you die. Well, if you ended up here once upon a time, right now, who's to say that you won't end up here again? What can happen once can happen again. Alan Watts says that. He says it's absolutely fundamental to him in an intuitive way that what can happen once can happen again. I think the real elephant in the room, yeah, is how the fuck did you get here in the first place? That's the big question. You know? You can try and earn money. You can try and build an eco-village. But you know, when you was born from your mother, supposedly, or maybe that was just a dream, maybe this is a dream right now, which will answer a lot of these questions. Like, how is it that you get put in such a position at all? How is it that you can incarnate? Like, I don't know how. Because maybe, here's a suggestion. Maybe to play hide and seek, you decided to selflessly forget your identity. No, it's cool, it's cool. How did you know that this real life is real? Yeah, I mean, it might be a dream. You know? What's the difference? Yeah. How do you know it's real? Yeah. But I think the initial impact is when God decided to divide itself from absolute unity. I think that is really what happened. Why is there so much trauma in the past, and who damaged humanity back in the day? What happened? What was the initial impact? What set all of this off in the first place? You know, I think if you look at the trajectory of awakening, it seems that God is returning to itself and remembering itself. And coming back home to itself, and everything's adding up and coming back together, right? I think that will continue until it's all infinitely hyper interconnected. I think it could be ever receding at the same time though. So it's just moving towards perfection forever without actually getting there. But what I mean is I feel like if this is the process that's clearly happening right now, at one point we must have been at that ultimate unity. And in order to play the game, I think the ultimate unity decided to divide itself. And then what you're experiencing through awakening is the process of everything coming back home to itself, and it's like the great remembering, the great awakening. But despite what you may think, from a non-dualist perspective, yeah, you as the Godhead in order to play the game for infinite love's sake, created all of the evil that you believe you're a victim to. Self-inflicted victim, where you were the one who decided to leave the Godhead in the first place. Maybe. Take this all with grains of salt. What says who is God for you? God is this. It's the present moment. The eternal now. It is consciousness. It is the single object. It's the transcendental object at the end of time. It depends. See, I have so many different perspectives as well at the same time. It's quite tricky, and I'm still in the process of refining a lot of it. So, where did you get this mindset? A lot of it is just channeled from intuition. But I'm really trying to learn more and distinguish more how much of it was programmed to me through listening to lectures and podcasts, etc. A big one would be Leo Gura of actualize.org, with a lot that just came out of my mouth a second ago. But it's far, far beyond that, because it's also very intuitive. But I'm kind of trying to draw the line and distinguish more and more what is true for me in my own direct experience with my own validity versus what is being kind of programmed and fed to me. Do I know a lot of this stuff that just came out of my mouth? 100%? I mean, seeds of doubt have grew over the past few months in some ways, as I've encountered new information and new awakenings. I know that Leo Gura is definitely some Matrix establishment Babylon thing. But also, I mean, when you say who and what is God, I think there's bigger definitions where it's like, I think God is a eternal dream. It's not from the outside in, it's from the inside out. Whereas from the top down instead of the bottom up. It's not scientific paradigm, it's a dream paradigm, where that explains how radical synchronicity is possible. But you see, also, I like a quote from The Matrix Unveiled, School of Mysticism. He says, "If you're not talking about the simulatrix, I don't know what you're talking about." And quite frankly, a lot of my life purpose, in terms of disassimilator, which can mean many things, but partly is to disassimilate from the matrix hive mind simulatrix. But it's also to disassimilate from the demiurge, any religious control, anything, like disassimilate from the nanotech, disassimilate from the NPC hive mind, from any cult or culture hive mind, to disassimilate from depression, to disassimilate from thoughts and mental programs, to even disassimilate from being and identifying with being a disassimilator. It kind of goes full circle, which is why I like the name. Most names I would try to pick in the past would be way too finite, but I quite like this one. There's so many bullet points. I wrote some down in the back. Disassimilator equals unplugger / divine spark / radical sovereignty. Disassimilator equals, unplugger. So to disassimilate from NPC hive mind, worms and intestinal parasites, programs, entity attachments, habits / invisible prisons, propaganda / gang stalking, fear, attachments, thoughts, slavery, lack of sovereignty, authority, AI NPC grid motherboard, / cog in a big machine. But yeah, I'm just saying that disassimilator, as much as these absolute truths of you are God, you are in a dream, wake up, and a lot of my life purpose is quite frankly tearing down the simulatrix and the Babylon system, because trauma plays role in life purpose, and this simulatrix gang stalking fucking New World Order shit, from a selfless perspective even, I will not have more souls get attacked and assimilated into this hive mind. I feel it's my life's duty, not from a selfish purpose, but where I'm not just doing it to earn myself money, to get myself a nice physique and a missus or something like that. There is poverty out here due to the Matrix, and I can't have countless souls living malnourished in poverty, in propaganda overload. We all have to do as much as we can to save the youth. I can't have the youth getting injected with poison like they did to me, yeah? So, there you go. Trauma plays a role in life purpose. What about Bible? I'm not super sure, to be honest. I know there's golden nuggets in there. I think a lot of it has been corrupted over time, potentially, and been used as a means of control. Thank you. Cheers. Sometimes it gets me a while to get momentum. We're basically being around these gang stalker NPCs all the time. It can make me unconsciously docile and I have to learn to get in touch with the truth a lot more, yeah. What the fuck is going on in this place? Thank you, it means the world, man. Working on it. So, yeah, basically, the, what's been, I should have been writing shit down in here a long time ago in more books, where basically the fucking, I know I've got a super wellspring in here, yeah, but just being around these gang stalking NPCs all the time, it can kind of make me forget a little bit. Wagwan, bro, it's good to see you, man. Thank you for the continued support. I appreciate you, man. Beyond communication. But yeah, it's basically, a lot of us, we're all sat on a gold mine, an infinite wellspring of wisdom and knowledge to be actualized, yeah? But with the poverty mandate and NPC gang stalking, hive mind shit, the fake food, the New World Order, and all sorts, like, a lot of it can get in the way, where, like, we got to start digging up and writing down our thoughts a lot more. That's what I'm starting to do a lot more, where, like, we need to not stagnate on the actualization of ourselves and our life purpose and our projects and our artwork, where there's this unconscious blind lethargicness that can unconsciously, like, take hold with a lot of people's lives, where we let a lot of our infinite wellspring go to waste unconsciously because we just let it slip through the cracks. It's about getting into a flow state, but yeah, I don't know, I don't need to tell a lot of you this, a lot of you already know it, but it's, yeah, like, you're sat on a gold mine and you just need to stop sitting on it and to start digging the gold. Start working at it. It's like you're using the gold mine as a chair, but actually you could be digging that up and making peas. What kind of meditation do you usually do? Now, see, I've neglected meditation for quite a while compared to what I used to. Like, it's weird. I'm yet to really get back into it. A lot of it, yeah, it depends. Like, if I'm going to meditate, I will sometimes I can, like, in a more general meditation, I can focus on just breathing and, like, just trying to be healthy and shit. And, like, I can also do a lot of stretching, where a big reason why I've neglected meditation is because as soon as I get off my ass and I decide I'm going to do something, whether it's journaling or breathwork, meditation, anything of that nature, one of the main problems that I'm trying to solve is my posture. So it doesn't really serve me to just sit around more. I've done enough sitting around in my life, and it can seem like an excuse, and it likely is an excuse. I can and I do meditate, just not nearly as much. So I don't particularly have I don't have like a proper, like, diligent militant method like I should but like, I've done a lot of it in the past. I don't relate to how I used to try to meditate, because that was the error. I would try to meditate, when these days more I would just let go, breathe deeper, focus on the breath, and just continuously let go, notice my thoughts, and I would just try and raise the vibration holistically, really. I don't really have a proper, like, diligent method like some people do, yeah. Partly, I'm just, like, I've done so much sitting at the desk like this and writing in books and that. Like, as soon as I get a minute, I can meditate just by breathing, being mindful, and stretching, and, like, hanging off of trees and shit. It's tricky. I kind of come out of, like, over the past winter as well, I was dealing with a lot of depression, and that's a lot of it as well. I was kind of avoiding meditation, to be honest. I was in my fucking Babylon prison, getting neuromodulated and gang stalked by the blue lights, so to speak. Yeah, I was basically the Matrix was assimilating me. They were turning me into a fucking zombie, and luckily Quintessence MC swooped by and fucking saved me and breathed some life into me quick time before I got assimilated into the motherboard. And that's what I mean, that's why I don't like check out a song by Payday Monsanto called Talmudic Eyes, or something like that. And basically what I mean is, like, there's a lot of people, yeah, like, for example, there's a lot of people who go to church, yeah, really rate the Bible and that, and they're, like, talking about Jesus and that, but, like, they get the vaccine, and then they feed their children shit. And that's what I don't get. It's like, in that Talmudic Eyes song, he goes, like, got you all preoccupied with being fly, thinking that you're reaching high when you never seen the sky. And it's like, bare man thinking they're spiritual and that, but they don't understand that there's nanotech in the chemtrails. So it's like, you think you're fucking Jesus full blast, yeah? But bare man who are on the Jesus thing full blast, they're feeding their children garbage, unconsciously. So, that's why I'm a bit, because a lot of these ideas that I was saying at the beginning, yeah, they sound quite like-minded to Leo Gura. And I know that a lot of the most, I'm telling you right now, the fundamental centre of the metaphysics that Leo Gura is communicating, for the most part, I'm telling you, rings true to me very, very deeply. Leo Gura of Actualize.org. About infinite God consciousness, forms of like solipsism, psychedelic awakening, synchronicity beyond belief. That's like the only shit I really listen to Leo for, in a way. But the problem is that he comes with a lot of simulation baggage, where he got the COVID jab and he's bigging it up, right? And that's exactly what I mean. Like, in a recent video called Why God Cannot Be Proven by Actualize.org, he's talking about how he's there going, I'm likely more intelligent than you, the viewer. Yeah, on a metaphysical level, I reckon he's probably quite right, but I think it's funny because he's there thinking that he's intelligent, like, but I know for a fact that he is not awake in the conspiracy type of lane, where he still don't believe in chemtrails, even though they fucking admitted it. Like, he has a start of a video talking about, like, the sneaky psychology of conspiracy theories, and at the start there's like a statistic that goes like, oh, did you know that so many Americans, like a large percentage of Americans, believe in the chemtrail conspiracy theory? It's like, it's not a conspiracy theory, just research geoengineering, watch what they do to the fucking sky. And I know that he's thick with a lot of that. I think the reason why he don't pay attention to a lot of that is because the solipsism awakening stuff is actually way transcendental compared to the dualistic conspiracies theory type stuff. But I think he's made a deal with the devil. There's a reason why he's sick, and there's a reason why he's got some 666 looking shit in the background, and why he looks like a fucking lower vibrational entity, and he's doing the synthetic DMT, etc. He is fucking Talmudic to an extent, in terms of, like, I know that Leo Gura is of the New World Order, 100%. I don't give a fuck. Like, I think he could be awake to a lot of the conspiracy shit, but he's actually on their team. But the righteous will ascend, and there's what goes around comes around. Like, I don't know. Tricky. Anyway, is it even worth talking in the way I'm talking? Shouldn't I not be breathing and meditating, and what? Blind will lead the blind. Fuck knows. I appreciate you staying in here. Sorry if I'm just ranting. But what I mean is that a lot of people thinking that they're reaching high when they never seen the sky. Like, I had loads of psychedelic awakenings back in the day, yeah. And then 3 years down the line, I learned new forms of awakening that completely blow everything out of the water. Where it's like, yeah, I might have had, like, infinite consciousness awakening, enlightenments and stuff. And a lot of that is valid, but I was still blind to so many other dimensions of awakening, where mainly I talk about I think there's two main lanes of awakening. There's like proper metaphysical self-realization, God consciousness, psychedelia, yeah? And then there's the simulatrix awakening, that you can awaken in many different ways. But what I mean by the simulatrix, like, is when you realize, like, you basically. And it's still very, very important because it's survival. And a lot of the survival can sometimes actually transcend some of the more absolute truths in terms of, like, like, you can awaken to propaganda. Or, for example, this is what happened to me, is when I got to a certain age and when I was doing a lot of research, I awoke to the fact that my family
have been feeding me fucking garbage my whole life. I'm on holiday at the minute with them. And like, this is what I mean by a lot of awakenings. So this is the fucking AI hive mind of gang stalking, shit like this. Big pharma awakening. Bullshit like this. I awoke to the fact that my family had been poisoning me. I awoke to the E numbers in the food, yeah. Every single fucking bit, I bet it's got E numbers. Ready? Where is it? Oh, is it not? It's got rapeseed oil though. Rapeseed. Awakening to carcinogens in your food. This one ain't got it, I know the rest of them do. Awakening to seeing my really young nephews being fed shit like this for fucking breakfast and that, and then people are wondering what's wrong with them, and they're crying, and this is why this shit can actually almost transcend the awakening lane. So there's the awakening lane of the proper metaphysical God consciousness, and then there's the Babylon lane of awakening, where you can awaken to a lot of trauma, where I realise I've been fed shit like this since I was a fucking baby, and that is what was making me sick, making me go to the doctors so that they can give me fake fucking medicine, so that they can fill me with nanotech and assimilate me into the fucking motherboard hive mind. That's what they fucking want. I'm telling you, it's Mr. Food and Drug. Fucking, it's the FDA. And shit like that. This shit, awakening to the fact that we've been munching this, yeah, made from 100% rape seeds. Oh, great. Fucking, let's eat carcinogens. Fuck it. And like, silence drowns the screams. And this is the thing about silence drowns the screams in terms of God consciousness awakening, because all thoughts dissolve into the present moment, and there is silence. Even if there's sound, silence is stillness. So it don't matter how loud I scream about nothing, eventually God triumphs the ego and silence drowns the screams. But also, silence drowns the screams because no one will wake the fuck up. If I try and tell anyone that this is why they're getting sick, yeah, they don't want to hear it. There's something very, very fucking wrong with this matrix hive mind thing, yeah. Neural modulation of the whole population. They got you gang stalking each other now in moderation. Yeah, shit like this. Again, the bread with the E numbers. Like, I don't get, like, where I'm seeing children get fed mad shit like that, yeah. Tell me what E503 is, bro. Tell me what E472E is, bro. Or E471. Tell me what that is. So what I'm seeing is they're gang stalkers feeding. They're gang stalking their children, yeah, giving them shit like this, yeah, and then they're wondering why their face is always pissing out with fucking mucus, yeah. It's because you're basically feeding them fucking mucus, bruv. Look at that. That literally looks like snot, and that's why all the kids are snotty like that. It's fucking stupid, fam. No one even knows why they're sick, and then they go to the doctor, and the doctor gives them fake meds. I'll tell you what it is they make you sick on purpose, and then you go to their gang, their syndicate, yeah, of wealth extraction and Freemasonry type of shit. There's an Elias Clay lyric, it goes, they sell the food that is making us sick, and when they get sick, the very same people are selling us the medicine. It's a military, industrial / pharmaceutical and agricultural global complex that is taking control because we are letting them. What does Payday say as well? He goes, fuck knows, what was it? Don't know. Basically, they want you to go to the doctors. They had me doing this. They fuck you up with the matrix attacks, with the food, the water, which has got fluoride and chlorine in it. Research what fluorides do into your brain, and chlorine being like a lead cause of cancer.
there's that. The shit they spray in the sky. It's the sickness industry. They make you sick, and then you go to the doctor, and then they give you pills that get you exactly where they want you, so that they can check you off the fucking spreadsheet database and go, another brick into the well. That's what they want. They want to know where you are, what you're doing. They want to read your mind, and they want to know. It's like a predictive grid that they're looking at from bird's eye view with mad surveillance, and they want to know. And they're mapping out fast. They want to know if you're going to leave your crib, what road you're going to take, and where you can go. It's all track and trace database shit where they want to fucking... It's control. It's wealth extraction. And a lot of the awakening to the God consciousness, yeah, it's like, I wonder if Yogananda knows that he's breathing in nanotech. That's what I mean, you see. Can you transcend? If you breathe in bio API, the soul snatcher that they're spraying in the skies, does it matter if you think that you're reaching high when you never seen the sky? Because bare man think they're spiritually awakened, but them very same man seem to not be aware of the nanotech in the air and the food that is assimilating them into a digital fucking motherboard. Anyway, you can heal with you mind. I believe that. What about science? What about ego? Oh, heal with your mind. Yeah. What, in terms of the toxins? Like, totally. It really depends how you're looking at everything as well. I know for a fact that if you know Payday Monsanto, he has a limited metaphysics, 100%. I'm not gaslighting him. But basically what I mean is there is a higher lens than the dualistic conspiracy. No, it's cool. Don't worry. But I know for a fact that spirituality is valid. So when you say you can heal with your mind, yeah, I think God consciousness and the absolute truths of psychedelic awakenings and that, I do think that they ultimately do transcend the more dualistic conspiracy theory of us versus them and the Matrix, and I think they're both really, really valid though. But basically what I see is like the structure of God and the overarching story that is at play here, all of the Babylon stuff is merely a fraction of it, I reckon. Whereas, like, the Babylon stuff is valid. Don't get gaslit about this. The AI, hive mind, Matrix, gang stalking, New World Order, that shit is fucking real. That is a real form of awakening. Of course. However, I think that is really there is like a lens that is from a higher perspective, where, think about it from this, when I was just showing you just then how a lot of us have to wake up to, where I had to wake up and realise that my family had been feeding me poison my whole fucking life, yeah? Right? So that seems like a pretty, like, that's a form of awakening, right? When you awaken as you get older and you're like, oh shit, my family know fuck all about what's actually in the food, bruv. And I've been eating E-numbers and shit since I was a fucking kid, yeah? Right? So that's a valid form of awakening, right? But get this, in terms of what I was just saying, yeah? Notice how reality could not be radically recontextualized if it wasn't for plot twist of this nature. Where the only way that you can explore infinity is if there's like infinite recontextualizations forever. Where you go, oh shit, the only reason I was acting like a prick is because I've got intestinal parasites because of the fake food I've been eating all my life. Oh shit, let me get the parasites out. Oh, actually, I'm not as much of a prick as I thought, because actually I just had parasites controlling me.
and shit like that, yeah? And then this keeps happening. Oh shit, I've just learned that they're spraying nanotech in the skies. No wonder I was disassociated. I was getting pulled into a digital motherboard. I realise this now. Let me let me detox the nanotech. And you see, things like this is like how, even though the fake food awakening and the Babylon awakening is definitely valid, notice how that from a bigger perspective, this allows you to almost, it allows God, it allows consciousness, aka God, to undergo a radical transformation of the lens that it was looking at reality with, where if you realize that the food has been like fucking up your whole system, in a way, then that's like a recontextualization of reality. If I've explained it good, sorry if I'm not doing it justice, but like, what I mean is like, that form of awakening is definitely valid, the fake food awakening and stuff, but notice how there seems to be like a bigger plan from a higher perspective, where it's like, that is like a form of awakening in and of itself, where it's like, it allows for a major plot twist in reality. When you discover things like, oh, I've been programmed by propaganda all my life. I've been putting authority in the news on my screen, and it's filled my mind with a bunch of beliefs that I've only just realised that the news is full of shit and they have financial greedy incentives, and it's like, oh, now let me go and unwire all of this bullshit I've been believing for many, many years. And then that allows there to be a possibility for a plot twist. And reality is just full of these kind of plot twists. And I think that's a very fundamental thing about like the nature of consciousness and God, is like, you can continuously discover new things that can plot twist. For example, lights. There's a whole rabbit hole called optogenetics, which is controlling the brain with light. Blue lights from phones mess up with the circadian rhythm, which can make you depressed. So you can realize your depression was because of the fake food and the blue lights, etc. And when you learn these things, that can give you a whole radical recontextualization of reality. And this symbol means cognito hazard, or info hazard, and it symbolizes, and I'm adopting it as a really core hinge of my brand and my main kind of symbol and logo, is an info hazard, or cognito hazards are bits of information that, once encountered and digested, can completely change your entire life forever. And my life has been quite defined by a lot of these ideas, like, how do you know that you're not dreaming right now? What if your food is full of nanotech and poison? What if they are spraying heavy metals in the sky to assimilate you into a digital surveillance motherboard? There's endless of these ideas, and I'm making like a catalogue of these like ideas that, because info hazard is like somewhat, for example, instructions on how to make a bomb. That's quite dangerous information. And it's like something that if you know it, it can change everything. But like, see, I inverted the symbol as well, made it blue and inverted the colours, because I was not inherently trying to focus on hazards, but also ideas that can save your life. It's a rabbit hole anyway, I don't want to go into it right now, but if I can tie the loose ends of what I was kind of just saying, it's just... I tried to articulate an insight I got the other day. It's just, I was on the bus and I was going down the road and I was looking at Babylon, the New World Order, right? And I'm looking at it and I know that it is very true that Babylon is indeed fucked and the Matrix is real, right? And then I got an insight how that's true, but the catch is that there is indeed higher truths.
where you do indeed awaken, and it is valid to awaken to the fact that Babylon is fucked, right? But why is that the case? I'm trying to remember, like, the insight in a way, but yeah, I just got an insight how I realised how, like, yeah, you know, your whole childhood, if it wasn't for the awakening that kind of, like, say, like, the Babylon awakenings and the New World Order version, the New World Order kind of lane of awakening, if that whole radical, oh my god, awakening and recontextualization of everything you thought you knew didn't happen, you likely couldn't have experienced, like, a lot that you experienced while you was asleep. Like, back in the day, before you woke up, when you was an NPC, or when you was assimilated into the Matrix hive mind type stuff, if you weren't asleep, a lot of that probably wouldn't have happened, where, like, a lot of you could have wasted a lot of time on video games, or going out with your mates and fucking, like, doing all sorts of drugs and eating loads of shit. It's only after the awakening that you cut off most of that stuff. So, from a kind of a God consciousness perspective, what I mean is how, like, if you are going to actually experience infinity as God for eternity, there needs to be these kind of plot twists where it's like, you couldn't have been an NPC if you was born awake. Thank you, Pablo. I knew it, you know, because I saw you joining, and I was thinking, if anyone wasn't an NPC when they were born, it was you, bro. I don't know, you're not inherently talking about yourself. But when I was saying it, I was thinking, like, oh, when you is an NPC, I'm, like, assuming that you are totally right. Not everyone is born an NPC. Yeah. I think, if anything, it's like, no one is born an NPC, but, like, the Matrix just, like, clogs you up and makes you an NPC. And then, like, the psychedelics can, like, reactivate your truth. Well, like, I think everyone is born with a divine spark, but, like, it's, like, the Matrix goal to, like, assimilate you into the fucking hive mind. But yeah, I don't know, I've been talking for a while. I've been talking about many things, but I was talking about plot twist in reality, where basically, for those who were NPCs, there can be a very shattering, abrupt awakening. For example, me and Katie, or Quintessence MC, we, like, accidentally took too many psychedelics. Like, we didn't know each other at this point. We both had this experience, and, like, it was just like... And that is like a plot twist in reality, and like a radical recontextualization. See you later, bro. What about lucid dreams? Hey, I didn't get to your comment. Lucid dreams, I think that is what awakening is as well, partly. Well, I've had lucid dreams while I'm awake in the real world, on shrooms and stuff. Yo, Erica! But yeah, I'm just saying, like, basically, if you awaken to, like, Babylon and the New World Order, it's like a form of plot twist, where it's like, you may be ignorant and unaware of it when you're very young, but, like, you get to a certain age, maybe you take some psychedelics, you do some research, and it's like, you can realize, for example, that, like, all of the food that you was fed throughout your childhood is garbage, and it's just been marketed, like, and for money, basically, and your parents have fell into that trap, and you're being fed garbage, mate. So it's like, it's a radical, like, plot twist and recontextualization to realize that everything you've been eating is fucking being full of super garbage. And yeah, there's many insights that can come with that, where you can just realize that, like, you know, if you've been eating, like, food that's been clogging you up from day one, and you didn't even know it, like, when you awaken to that, it, like, allows room for, like, a radical plot twist, basically, where it's like, if you awaken to the fact that you've been, like, a victim to propaganda for years and years, when you awaken to that, you can go about, like, unwiring the propaganda, but then it leaves room for, like, well, what is true then, after all? Like, if you realize that like everything you taught was bullshit, it's like, all right, and then you can unwire that. But then it kind of leaves room for like, well, what isn't bullshit then? If I've been eating all the fake food my whole life, what's real food? I'll accept you, Mew3ree. Yeah, sorry if I'm not ultra coherent, to be honest. I've just been chatting of, like, all sorts. That's if you want to join. I tried to accept me, Mew3ree. I don't know if sometimes people press it by accident. But yeah, I just, from like an infinite consciousness perspective, like reality is full of plot twist, where it's like, oh, I was eating fake food. And then it leaves room for recontextualization. Like, oh, how do I know that I'm not in a dream? How can I be sure that I'm not in a dream? Things like that. Yeah, I'm trying to. It's fucking annoying, and Instagram's whacked up these days. It's so annoying. I try to. I've done it loads. But yeah, partly I was saying, I think that the Babylon awakening is valid, but there is a higher form of awakening, which is some spiritual God consciousness, next level stuff. Whereas I think when you look at the New World Order and you think like, oh, wow, I've really woke up to this system being fucked, you are correct. However, I think that there is a higher level where that whole Matrix Babylon stuff is very valid and very relevant, but I think that if I can even remember, because I had an insight of it the other day, and I'm trying to like articulate how I remember it. Yo,
Yeah, what's going on, bro? Can you hear me? Yeah.
yeah, man, you alright?
Yeah, what's good, bro? What are you talking about? What's the subject for today's matter?
Good, man. Partly I was talking about somewhat like two different lanes of awakening. There seems to be like the kind of the Babylon New World Order or awakening, where you realise that like all the food is fake and shit like that. But then
Yeah.
there's also like awakening with like the spirituality and stuff like that. I don't think you're too
Yeah.
into like the psychedelics. I don't think you've done an awful lot of them, but
No, do you
that
know
can
what,
be a
bro?
lot of
I've
like
never
this.
actually, I've never done the psychedelics. I've never
Oh,
done the
fair play.
psychedelics, but I know many people that have.
Yeah,
The
I
only
think I
thing I've ever
remember.
blazed is chronic, man. Just weed. I
Yeah,
used to
yeah,
smoke that a lot back in the day, but like other than
fair
that,
play.
I ain't really done like the mushrooms and the DMT and that.
Yeah, fair play. I think I remember Katie or Quintessence vaguely saying something like that. Because I don't know to what extent. I know that you're very awake in terms of like when you see like the system, the New World Order, Babylon, etc.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that you must be pretty awake, at least to an extent. From like, I don't know you that well, but like, would you say that
The
there's
spiritual
awakening in terms of?
stuff.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I know a lot about that. Yeah, yeah, no, but like right up to the quantum physics type stuff.
Oh yeah, fair play. Because I mean, I know I'm pretty sure you've done quite a lot of research on like some ancient. I'm not that familiar exactly. I just remember hearing some vague things from Katie, but like you can be quite knowledgeable about like um kind of like forgotten history and things like that. And I know them man would have a lot of when you look at
Yeah,
all the pyramids and that, they're
yeah,
clearly on some
it's all
spiritual shit,
connected
right?
to that, bro.
Yeah.
It's all connected to that. All that stuff is all connected. That's where it all comes from. I mean, like the first stargazers and stuff like that were like ancient Egyptian tribes and so forth like that. And the first people that obviously knew how to like use geometry and stuff like that were like the Sumerians, which is like what you'd know today as like southern Iraq. They were like the first people to basically use geometry, and it's just like how people like from thousands of years ago
Yeah.
like knowing how to do astrology and geometry
Yeah.
and do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
and
Totally.
yeah, the Dogon tribe as well, bro. The whole hidden star thing with the Siri B star and all that stuff, Siri C, the Dogon tribe. I know a fair bit about them, and just it all intertwines, man. But yeah, definitely
Yeah.
know a
Yeah.
fair few things about that.
Yeah. It does all intertwine. intertwined and interconnected. Yeah, totally. Like in terms of like, even if I say there are like somewhat like two different lanes of awakening, I feel like to an extent where it's like, because I feel like a lot of people who can be awake to like the New World Order and Babylon, a lot of them people can somewhat lack spirituality and vice versa. Well, I find a lot of like
Yeah,
spiritual people. I see Ryan Sanders in the chat. Like I was saying earlier about, and Ryan said a while ago, like there's a lot of these people in church here who think that they're like saved by Jesus and that, and fair play to them, but like they still go and get the vaccine and that.
mm-hmm.
And Ryan said he had
Mm-hmm.
to stop talking to them, man, because it's like
Yeah, fuck
I
the
see people who
vaccine,
think
man.
that, yeah. But it's like there's a lot of kind of spiritual, religious people who
Yeah,
think that they're awake, but then they don't. They're not awake to all of like the fake food and shit like that. Where it's like it
yeah,
seems
yeah.
like
You
people
have
can
to
be
be,
awake in some
like I
dimensions, but
say,
not
bro.
others.
It's like with this, yeah, I get it. Everyone's at a different level of knowledge and that, but if they ain't trying to learn beyond what they know or trying to leave no stone unturned, they might as well just give up. Like in my opinion, like because
Mm.
this is exactly the reason why, brother. Do you get what I'm saying? Because you need to know it all. And I even had a bar like saying something about certain people are stuck in physical realm problems but don't want to touch spiritual realm problems or educations, not even problem, let's say, like spiritual realm educations with a barge pole. So it's
With a
basically
what? Sorry, at the end you
with
say.
a barge pole.
Oh right.
It's a saying, it's an old school saying, I wouldn't touch that with a barge pole. In other words, like they just want nothing to do with it, like sort of
Oh
thing.
right. Yeah. No, totally. I get what you mean. Yeah. Well, it's like it's so to speak. I feel like I've heard people speak of it as like some people are more like 3D than others. Where it's like I because a lot of where this stems from, like for example, there's this artist that I listen to quite a bit called Payday Monsanto, and he's very like he's called Payday Monsanto because like the New World Order grid is like everyone's waiting for payday, and all of their food is like controlled by a corporation called Monsanto, and like he's very awake, but he's only awake in terms of like the
Physical
3D.
realm
Like,
problems.
yeah. Where
Yeah.
he's on about like the chemtrails and the water and the food and like the and stuff like that. But like he has no spirituality really at all.
That's what I mean. You gotta, like, even if a man had a little bit of knowledge on that, or anyone, yeah, like you just gotta leave no stone unturned, bro, because like it's a rabbit hole in it, and a rabbit hole don't stop at hurdle one. There's hurdle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and it just keeps going on and on. Like that's just the way it is, because knowledge is infinite. When people tell you, oh, you think too much. How can you think too much when thought is infinite? There is no limit to thought. There is
Yeah.
no there
Mm,
is no limit to thought. Knowledge is infinite. You can never learn enough.
yeah. I mean, yeah. I get you.
Yeah,
It's
you
a
get what I'm saying?
yeah. I get what you're
He's
saying. It's
pondering
just
on it.
like
That's why I'm giving him some time, like, to just let it sink in.
no,
Teaching the
I
young
get you.
G's.
I I totally get you, and I really like I'm a fan of what you said there with like not leaving any stone unturned. Where it's like it seems
Yeah,
like a
you
lot of
got it,
people
man.
they might turn over one stone and go like, and that's it, and then they don't look at the other ones. Like, but it's like you got to keep going.
Yeah,
But
you
yeah, I get you.
have, bro. People
I do
still be using
agree.
fluoride. People still be using like fluoride toothpaste, and I mean, it's like you've got to be careful with that. Fluoride is so fucking dangerous. You got to remember that shit's in rat poison. Like, like
Yeah, I know.
fluoride is in rat poison, and man, them just be willingly fucking drinking it out their water, fucking
Yeah, I
using that
know.
in their toothpaste. Got to
That's
be careful, man.
You see the fucking like the bag of it. It's got like all these warnings over it. Like if you actually buy a bag of like powdered fluoride, it's like warning, don't touch. And it's like fucking.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
on
Like,
family. Mm,
exactly, bro. Like, but like like I say, none of us are perfect in it. Yeah, none of us fucking
yeah,
are perfect. We've all got flaws and things, but as long as we're trying to learn, and even if we're just making like small steps, or like I say, but as long as you're making all the steps, bro, not just staying on the one thing, because this is a thing I said many a times, like about certain things. It's like certain people just want to learn one thing, stay in that realm, and then when a lot of other problems and things occur, it's just like, well, you know, I told you so, and I said this then, and I said that then, and they're like, oh, shit, I remember when my man said that, and it's just
Mhm.
like, it just is what it is, though, bro. Like I said, none of us are perfect, none of us are the knowledge master or whatever, but like at the end of the day, we're here to learn in it, so just learn. I do a lot of studying about a lot of random things when I get the time. I generally enjoy it, man. I generally enjoy like researching
Yeah,
fucking random shit. Like, you know what I mean?
yeah,
It's
totally. And like,
interesting.
I wish a lot more people can kind of like actually have like a desire to learn in terms of like, it seems like a lot of people, they're not very teachable at all. Like, not just from my perspective, as if I can teach someone, but even for me, like, I notice like you have to be somewhat humble in order to be teachable and like get out your own way. Where it's like, it seems like a lot of people, they don't really want to learn, and in a way, where it's
Because you
almost
can
like an
learn off,
arrogance.
yeah,
Hmm.
you look, you can learn off anyone, bro. You might know something that I don't know, regardless of how long I've been doing it or what I've done or what I ain't done. That's not really relevant. Like it's each one teach one, innit? Like, so you might know something which I ain't got a clue about or just know the brink of, and then you've put something in perspective, and then bang, that's what it's all about. Like, a lot of people come with the ego thing, or even worse, when people are trying to charge for knowledge. I mean, what the fuck is that about? Like, charging for shit that's free, like heads that are like charging for knowledge, doing these seminar things, like saying, yeah, join me online, and yeah, just fucking, yeah, pay. Fuck all that, man. I need to
Yeah,
be teaching each other as a human race, innit? Like,
yeah. I don't know. I guess it. I hear what you're saying. It depends. I don't know.
I've got a very community orientated vision, though. Obviously, coming from where I've come from, that's how it's always been. Because when we
Yeah,
came from
yeah,
fuck all, when you didn't have a certain thing, your neighbor will have it, and then when you've got it and your neighbor ain't, then you share with them. So that's always been ingrained in me from day one. So I'm
yeah,
just all about the people rather than myself.
yeah. No, I do get that. To be fair, like, I don't know. It's
Mm.
quite a like, like
This
before you said
generation's
that
different, though,
point.
G. Like, obviously, I've got a bit more mileage on the clock than you, man. Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I've
yeah,
got
yeah.
a
No,
bit more mileage on the clock in
I
it, but fucking
hear and I agree with what you're saying about that like thing, and like I'll return to that in a second. But just before you said that, it's just like I agree with what you were saying about how like I can know something you don't, and vice versa. And I think it's important to
yeah,
remember that and be humble in terms of like even like a lot of this community we can call people like NPCs, but like a lot of so-called NPCs actually have a lot of good knowledge, and like you can learn a lot from them. Like they can be knowledgeable and skillful in a lot of ways, and it's like you got to be humble and realize that everyone can teach anyone anything, like,
yeah,
and
exactly,
everyone has gold nuggets of
exactly.
wisdom, like regardless of if they're wrong about a lot, like they have gold nuggets. But I do agree overall with what you're saying about not like charging for knowledge and that. Yeah, it's tricky because like some man they're just trying to earn a wage, and I can't blame them for that. And like some man they don't mind paying because it's like a value exchange. It depends how you do it as well. Like if you because like
Yeah,
Inspector Ed has just launched his online community of some description as well, of like school or something. I don't know, and it depends how you format it. Like if you make like a whole online course, I don't know if I can inherently blame people for charging a bit, but I get what you mean. It's like we should just try
yeah.
and help each other, and
From
like
a
if any,
time where that's what it is, bro. Because all you have is each other in it. Like, fucking, do you know what I mean? Ain't no system coming to save you, yeah. And if we're all in this together and we're all trying to kick the ass, and like we say, the 99%, then means one thing to me. We are the 99%, as in it's all us, and the 1% is them motherfuckers that are the globalists, the system, the whatever you want to call them.
yeah,
Like, they're all the same shower of shit in it. So that's just my way. That's just my way of thinking, though. Like, and regardless of difference of someone or whatever, if they're like someone who's keen to learn or wants to jump on this freedom thing, conscious thing, whatever thing, I'll either take them under my wing or align with them, or try and help them out in some way, shape, or form. I've basically
yeah,
like what I've told you before, like what I try to do with the music thing, and I come across all sorts of different artists. Even now, I'm working with like some spoken word artists, which is a new one for me because I've never worked with a spoken artist before. So, you know, just trying some new things, built new alliances again, bro, because they're on the same thing as me. In whatever reason they align with me, and that's it, bro. We just keep building.
Yeah,
That's what it's
totally.
all about, man.
Yeah, I respect that. I see your perspective in a way. Like, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I do agree. Yeah, overall, it's yeah, I don't know. It's just fuck knows. I think a lot of people, it's like they just get into a position where they have to like figure out how to make money in some ways. Like people end up charging for knowledge. I think it's just because they're trying to get themselves out of the rat race. But like, I do agree overall. Like,
Yeah, that's true.
yeah, I
Yeah,
do think knowledge should just be abundant like that. Like,
but I just think maybe it's just because the perspective I see it from, and I think I've even had this conversation with you before, or on certain other things. There's just always another way. Where there's a will, there's a way. If you've got a will to do something, you can do it. I've seen people like pull nothing out of thin air and smash it.
mm,
People I know who've been in the gutter and whatnot, and then they've just strived up, and now they're doing what they're doing. So like, if you've got the will to do something, bro, you will do it. But it's not just going to fall into your lap. You know, you've got to go
yeah,
and manifest that shit spiritually as well as physically. It's not just going to drop out the sky and land in the garden like next door's football or something. You know, like that.
yeah.
You got to go get it,
Totally.
man. You got to put in the work with the mind and the soul and the body. So it's just the way it is, man.
Mm,
But each to their own. Each to their own, man. I'm just on my own mission, bro. Like I'm not really part of any group or any whatever. Like I've got a lot of alliances, obviously, and obviously there's a lot of people I'm tight with. But like I'm still on my own mission, and my mission is to break that barrier where everyone's divided and
yeah,
join up and all
totally.
link up and find that common ground. Because obviously, I always see the main weapon as conquer and divide, isn't it? So that's why my mission is just to unite everyone. Because there's a lot of hate in the world, bro. Like a lot of hate in the world. People fucking hate each other. Like there's always
Mm,
a reason or saying, you know, it's like, man, it's just madness, innit?
mm,
And that's what they want.
yeah,
So if I
yeah,
run around hating everyone, I am then complying to the system, which I never can do. So therefore, my job is to try and find allegiances and alliances with people,
mm,
no matter how different they are to me, or whether they're from a complete different background, form of life, religion, whatever, belief, skin color. None of that matters. Like it's all about what we've got in common, and we've got something in common, which is the common enemy, man. This
yeah.
is the arm.
Yeah.
So yeah, bro.
I like that, man. I like what I'm hearing, man, and I resonate with it a lot. Like, yeah, it's like about it's kind of like finding your tribe in a way, in terms of like yeah, just really connecting with like minds, and yeah, it's just like if you connect with people and find that you share values and share a vision, it's like you wouldn't almost like withheld and like sell knowledge in a way, like behind a paywall. In a way, it's more like you're on my team or you ain't type thing, and I think it's pretty intuitive where like I don't see how a lot of people can't see a lot of the awakening stuff that I've reckoned that me and you relate to and are like-minded in a way where like a lot of it for me is about the kind of like there's like the eco village like harmony with nature versus like the matrix fucking wealth extraction grid of poison. And it's like I swear
Yeah,
like
very, very true.
I just find like like-minded people like potentially me and you at least on this topic is like I find where it's like people who wake up to like this kind of mass awakening, kind of like eco village vision, like it's kind of undeniable when you see it. It's like when you see that like society is like fundamentally sick and like we need like a kind of like a green kind of revolution and stop destroying the planet and things like that. Like I feel like that's a lot of common ground that brings a lot of people together.
Oh yeah,
And mm,
oh yeah, bro. I'm glad you touched on that because I've actually got I know I keep talking about this album. Everyone thinks I've just like deleted it or just dashed it or something.
mm,
Yeah, Mum's
mhm,
Life. I finished it. Yeah, I'm just bringing it out. I've just got a few other things I want to bring out beforehand. Yeah,
yeah,
because
nice.
obviously things change and it is what it is. But I've got a song kind of like same thing, talking about how people are just like using the Earth's resources and just basically taking a piss with it, and it's heavily divided, and there's a lot of like colonialism and people stealing other countries which are rich in a certain resource and so forth,
Yeah,
like that,
yeah.
and all mixed into what we're talking about now. And the way I'm going to film the video is going to like really display that. Like I'm filming it like a little mini movie kind of thing. So I'm not going to do like no performance shots. It's just going to be like a little mini movie, a song called The Wastelands, and that's exactly what I'm getting at. Like the whole thing, it is, man. The Earth's resources have been absolutely abused, bro, to
Yeah.
pieces. I mean, it's nuts. The industrial revolution, fuck me. Well,
Yeah.
all that, and look how they've poisoned the sky, and we're breathing in chemicals day in, day out. I've got like the most fattest 5G mast that like near my house. Like literally, like every night I just look at
Fuck
it and
that,
think,
man.
am I just gonna go out there with an axe and just
Yeah, fuck
am I
yeah,
gonna
that's long
attach some
overdue,
bombs
man.
to that?
Imagine this, yeah. My auntie's house, who I used to live at, yeah. They literally like the council like stealthily in the middle of the night put up a 5G tower literally right across the street. Like you look out the front window, it's literally on your doorstep, and I'll be fucking out of there if that was where my crib was. And I hear what you're saying. And I feel that pain if you have to be near that 5G thing, man. I hate them things. But like, um, maybe it's a test of faith in a way. But I will say, like, yeah, what you're saying about. Oh, hold on.
Sorry, man. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I don't know. It just
Yeah. No, I
disappeared for a
think
second.
I've got a lot of EMF stuff though. So like I've got like EMF
Oh
like
yeah.
duvets and shit like that. So
Oh,
I've got
that's cool, man. That's cool.
I've got shungite rock on my windowsill as well, which is very good for that.
That's cool, man.
Very good for that.
You know, I got like, I think it's just like obsidian or something, but I've always got some fucking crystals on me of some description. Yeah. And yeah, in terms of what you're saying about like the Industrial Revolution and that, for me, like I heard someone describe it as like it's very evident in plain sight. Like for example, if you go to a big built-up city area in England, like London, it's like the way that we like just build on top of nature and we just squish it all down with the concrete. It's like you end up like depleting like the fucking energy of the earth and the aura. It's like, and it's just very evident. So it's like it's not for me, this is a big thing that like a lot of us can find common ground on because it's not really something you can argue with. It just seems like
Yeah,
pretty
100%.
fucking yeah.
I even see a meme which was quite sick. Like this was a real one. It said it's, in so many words. It's funny how like for so many civilizations we found ways to like survive off of Earth's natural resources. Then for the last couple generations, it's turned to this. In other words, like the metropolis in it, like the Gotham City style
Mm.
industrial buildings everywhere, skyscrapers, factories, warehouses, blah blah blah. And it's like now we need this, and it's so true. But it's like even when you eat, yeah. I mean, you look at like how humans used to eat. I mean, they ain't eating 3 square meals a day.
Oh yeah,
Like
totally.
they
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
didn't eat 3 square meals a day. Yeah, they used to hunt or survive off of what they had, and their bodies were immune to that. So how did they survive that long or go for as many years, generations, decades, eons, whatever the hell you want to call it? Yeah, living how they did. And then now it's like they make it out like they've programmed the body. There's so much chemicals in food that your insulin and sugar levels are literally programmed to need it rather than not.
I've heard that. Yeah, about the
Yes,
insulin.
and it's
Man.
it's
Yeah.
true. It's true, bro. It's true, because even when like I'm doing my gym thing or something, or I might not go to the gym over an injury or something, I might bust up my shoulder or whatever. Yeah, just
Yeah,
pulling
yeah,
a muscle. Yeah, then just try and relax and chill and just try and get better. You get a bit out of shape. Not saying I'm sitting there eating barrels of shit and this, that, the
yeah,
other, but
yeah.
like you still will get out of shape and get a bit slapdash. But when I'm doing eating the clean and doing the training as I do it, I don't need to eat as often as I do when I'm not training, which in hindsight, in society, wouldn't make much sense because, like, hold on, you're burning more energy, like working out and on the move, this, that, the other. But if you're like lied up, bust up shoulder, I'll eat more doing that or more crap doing that than I will when I'm training, but I need less food. I've
Right, yeah, that's
found
weird,
that
yeah.
so many times because of the blood sugar and the fucking insulin, bro. That's what I've worked
Yeah.
out anyway. Like, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong in it, but like, that's what I've
No,
seemed to find from research. Do you know what I mean?
I feel
And
like I've
muscle.
heard like almost exactly what you're saying in terms of like I'm not that
Yeah, the
familiar
blood
with insulin
spikes.
exactly, but I swear like there's food that like somewhat it like messes with your insulin and makes you believe that you need more of it or something. It's like
Yeah,
you're
yeah, yeah,
full,
yeah,
but
yeah.
like
Blood
it just
spikes,
like
bro.
yeah, I don't know. I get what you mean
A
though. That's
lot of that in
very
like
interesting.
breads. Yeah,
Mm.
a lot of that in like breads, which obviously ain't just made fucking from simple stuff.
Not
Or like
no,
no
yeah.
additives, like your homemade bread, like
Over.
all the additives in bread. That's what does it, bro. Because it's the blood spikes that fucking do that, man. And it's naughty, mate. It can fuck you up. It can
Mm.
fuck you right up, man. But
A
it
lot of
just
it.
is what it is, mate. You know,
Mm.
it's just like all you can do is try to eat the best you can. Try to look after yourself the best you can. Even if you fuck up here and there, like it is what it is. Just try and live within your means and do the best you can, bro.
You know, something interesting that's quite relevant to what you were just saying is because you didn't go to Elevate Festival, did you? Last year in August. Um,
Shit. No, I didn't know.
no, I was in Glastonbury. I don't know. Are you going to the next one? I'm not sure. I don't know if I
Oh God,
see you on.
there's so many
Yeah,
festivals going on. I'm just
no, I don't
like
know. Don't
the
worry.
festival, the one that's on next. I'm actually going to be performing at. What is that again?
Stand in the light. No.
Yes,
Yeah.
Stand in
Oh,
the
I'll
Light.
see you there. I think I should
Yeah.
be there, man.
Are you going to go? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I'm pretty confident I'm going there. I think Katie's going there as well. Or quintessence. But yeah, partly why I bring it up, yeah, is because yeah, I noticed at Elevate Festival in Glastonbury, yeah, we're all walking around like barefoot the whole time, and like all of us are on this land, all the conscious rapper community, we all share intuitions about the mass awakening and that. Not that most of that is relevant, but like the reason I bring it up is basically what I noticed, what many people notice is like when you're on the land of like crops not shops, they're all growing their own food. It's like an eco community of self-sufficiency in that. It's like what you're saying about eating and the overeating and the insulin. It's like me
Yeah.
and loads of people notice, like Katie noticed as well, that like basically I'm pretty sure I like didn't eat for a whole day and I didn't even think about it
You didn't
because
even
actually
care. Yeah, exactly.
I was getting energy from the earth because I was grounding and socializing and in the sun and like a lot of people were saying, Katie was saying that it's like you're actually almost like when you look into the research of grounding, like you can get energy and nutrients almost like through your fucking feet, and it sounds like crazy. I don't know about nutrients, but you get energy through like because like the grass is like electric, and there's a lot of research about this. And it's like when I'm inside my house in my open prison 5G tower grid thing, you can all like I can. It's harder to fast
Dude just
somewhat. It's like
referred to his house as an open prison. You know.
yeah, yeah,
Fucking hell,
it's
it can't be
fucking
that bad, bro.
true. What'd you
It
say?
just with the 5G towers, bro. It just is what it is. Unless you're gonna live on some floating island like fucking off planet Earth,
Yeah, yeah.
that's the only way you're just gonna really get away from it. Like, or you literally live in the middle of a flaming field, like some fat farmlands. But even then, like, there's loads of 5G towers within distance. Maybe not close, but there's always something, you know.
Yeah, totally. Hello, Otis. My nephew's just coming here.
Big
Um,
up, little
hello.
man, just entered the building.
Hello. Do you want to tell him about the fluoride toothpaste that you got?
I got big boy toothpaste.
I was gonna show you. You was on about it earlier, and he's screaming his head off. Everyone's going, I wonder what's wrong with him. When they were all feeding him like bullshit Matrix food. He's got fluoride toothpaste downstairs, like.
Gotta save little man, innit?
Oh, I'll come with you. Oh, yeah, I'll come with you. Give me 1 second. I'm just on the phone. 2 seconds. I'll come and play Mario
Yeah,
Monopoly.
yeah. No, what was I saying? Like,
Sorry,
so
man.
you know, it is what it is, bro. Like, Just
yeah.
live the best you can. That's what I'm saying. Because I mean, it's it's pretty hard to navigate round, but just navigate round it best you can. Be as free as you
Yeah,
can,
yeah.
man.
Thanks for yeah. I'll come in. I'll come now. Sure. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Yeah, and I did absorb it. Like even before my nephew come in, I get what you're saying. It's like a lot of it. I
Yeah,
swear,
man,
I
it's
have to keep
doable, bro.
returning to
It's doable. There's plenty
gratitude.
of people. There's plenty of people that have completely achieved a level of freedom which is hard to obtain for just the average person. But anyone can do it, bro. Anyone can do
Yeah.
it. Just live as free as you can, enjoy life as much as you can, and that's it. And it spread the best vibes you can. Surround yourself with good, like-minded peoples.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. I think a lot of it is I have to keep returning to gratitude. Whereas, like, in terms of what you were saying about the 5G towers and that, it's like it's easy to get caught up. I started the live with this. It's like to get caught up in the idea that you need to awaken the masses and like all the food has got toxins in it and there's 5G towers and that. A lot. I have to keep returning to gratitude. Where it's like, um, it's almost like a reminder where like if I ever get lost or distracted in reality, I return to gratitude and how much I do actually have to be grateful instead of focusing on what we don't have. But
Yeah,
yeah, I hear what you're
yeah,
saying.
definitely, bro. Definitely, bro. Definitely, bro. You can only try your best to wake people up as well, as long as you're bothering, bro. Because there's a lot of people that don't bother. There's a lot of people that just don't give a
Yeah,
shit, like whatever. So however anyone's trying to do it, man, big them up in it. I've got no qualms with that. I mean, I'm on the same mission. I'm trying to do my bit. I'm out here protesting. I'm doing the music. I'm performing. I'm going to events. Whatever I can do, man. Whatever I can get my teeth into, I will and try and. You know what
yeah, totally. And that's it's needed as well. Hold on, notice, Bill. Sorry, my nephew's kind of. It's what. I'll be 1 second, notice. But yeah, no, I totally hear what you're saying. It's important as well in terms of and like, I respect you and I appreciate anyone who even tries at all. But it's like it's important as well because it's like the way I see it is like um, it's kind of like you're doing it for the youth as well, partly.
I mean?
Whereas like a lot of like the trauma.
100%.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
always cared about the youth, bro, because I never had like no one really to help me out when I was a youth. All had was like the misguided elders. Some helped you
Exactly.
out. Some just got you into madness. But either way, the help, any sort of help I got, whether it was knowledge or whatever, survival tactics, I appreciate it, man. It sticks with me now, and I've only built off what I know. So if I can pass it on to like the younger generation, no matter what it is, I know, or whether people
Yeah,
think I'm just some tinfoil hat wearing lunatic conspiracy theorist. That's all good. Like
yeah,
nothing I
yeah.
ain't heard before. It's all good, man. It's all love.
Yeah,
But like if I see the youth are on that, and then they need that little bit of guidance or want to know some knowledge about a certain thing or something like that, then yeah, bruv, I'm more than willing to give my time into that because that's part of this freedom stuff as well, bro. You've got to remember this generation coming up are the most attacked generation, especially with this whole internet generation and Gen Z and whatnot.
yeah,
If you're
totally. Yeah,
older or have got different knowledge, you need to like let the young ones be known, like let them know to the youngers. You got to be like, yo, brother, you're moving wrong. You've got to wake up, move righteous. Don't get involved in this silly stuff. All these guys are getting involved into like in gangs and all
yeah,
this other rubbish. Like you got to put them on a righteous path rather than just some like bogus path and just sell them dreams, man. Because like I had elders do that to me, like and get me in trouble and whatever else. It's just all long, man. So like
yeah.
it's like I've made the mistakes, so you lot don't have to. And if I can pass on anything I've learned, no matter how much of a madness I've been through, bro. If even if it's like the most tiniest thing, then to me it's worth it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, totally. And yeah, I hear what you're saying as well. Yeah, in terms of for me, like,
Do you know what I think like that though? Yeah,
yeah, go on.
because I can't have been through all the shit I've been through in vain. like, and having just go
Yes.
to waste all that experience. All right, it was a negative experience, but it don't matter. Like, that's how my experience has been mapped out. I've got to take that on the
Yeah.
chin. I'm doing better now, so I can't let that be in vain. I've got to pass on that experience to the younger generation. Say, look, don't do this, don't do that. You can do
Yeah.
better, sort of thing. Do you get what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, see, this is a super important conversation, to be honest, and like I hear what you're saying, because like the idea that everything you go through is in vain, it like makes it seem like a cruel joke in a way. So it's like a
Yeah, like it's for
transmutation.
nothing, man. It's got
Yeah, yeah, totally.
something good's got to come out of it, no matter how bad it was.
That's a lot of what faith can be about in as well, in terms of like just if we're on about some like I just pray that this isn't a fluke and that this is just some random like physical thing that has no meaning in a way. It was like, but like I get what you mean. Not to go on some existential thing, but yeah, in terms of what you're saying, where it's like you can transmute and alchemize like everything you've been through in terms of, and recently has helped me to kind of frame this in my mind, where like I'm not grafting so that I can get loads of money for me, get a good physique for me. It's also so that I can help the youth in terms of like I wish someone
Yeah,
told me that sort of stuff, and I can actually reduce their unnecessary suffering and pain if I lead by example and like give them nutrient food and stuff, and I can help them awaken in terms of like it's almost like what a lot of people, they have trauma going through the matrix and the new world order and the system, and they nearly injected me with the COVID shit, and they did inject a lot of people with the COVID shit, or like they fed me like the fake food for years, and I didn't know I was sick because of the fake food. And when I see the youth ignorantly eating the fake food and they don't know that's why they are sick, it's almost like I often say life trauma plays a role in life purpose, where it's like what you go through, it like it's like I would not want that to happen to, like, say my nephews. Like I don't want them to get injected by Babylon and stuff like that, or like be
exactly,
fed the
bro.
same
Because that
fake
stuff,
food.
bro, that
Mm.
stuff be giving people cancer. Like I know people like who have died through that. To be fair, most of my actual pals, like which I roll with, obviously none of them are taking it. I ain't taking it either, obviously. Like, so that's not really been an issue in that sense. But like old friend of a family, like I found out that one of my old friend of a family died. Like, and they weren't even really that old. Like, do you know what I mean? They
Right, yeah,
weren't
yeah,
even really
yeah.
that old. Like, and you just think to yourself, like, how are these people be dying? And it's like, oh, all of a sudden they're having a heart attack, and you've got the dickhead NHS doctor turning around trying to say, oh, it was because of fucking a heart attack because they were smoking too much. I was just like, what a load of shit. It's that damn fucking vaccine, bro. Like, and
Mm.
it is killing people. It is injuring them. It's doing all sorts of nasties, and even all the stuff I went through with that. Because as soon as the announcement was made, obviously, me and my guy we were together in his house when that shitty thing came on the news. Obviously, we knew what was going on anyway and knew what was coming. We watched it like everyone else did, you know, on the old social media. It popped up everywhere. Everyone's sharing it, and we're just laughing, thinking like, Boris Johnson, shut up, you absolute clown! Like with
Yeah,
this like
yeah,
shit. What do you think we're gonna get shook to leave our yard? Are you kidding me? Like, and then we're just like we knew we had to do something about it, and obviously there was a lot of people bunching together,
yeah,
doing what they did. So I hit the streets marching against that, and the amount of people that I had. Oh boy, mate! I remember the messages I used to get on Instagram telling me I'm killing people, telling me I'm nuts. I mean, I'm thinking like me killing people, rah, bro. I'm telling you not to take something that is killing you, and you're calling me saying that I'm killing people.
yeah.
And
That's why it's
and
hard, because even if you try and give advice to like the youth and that, some of the
yeah,
parents will be like,
yeah,
"Hey,"
bro,
like, oh,
madness.
yeah,
I made it quite. I used one of my experiences about how one of my siblings, like we're not close, but like how my sister did a mad thing, trying to say to my mum, don't let him round because he ain't taking a jab and she's got a kid on the way, and
oh,
thinking that I'm
fuck's
thinking like, rah,
sake.
you're trying to
It's
move mad like
propaganda.
that. You're that brainwashed that you don't want me to go around my own mum's house for Sunday dinner to visit your Marge like you would like every other week or whatever, or whenever
Fucking
you do.
hell.
because of this. You want me to miss out
You
on
ain't got
probably the only
any.
really
Yeah.
family time I really get because of your paranoia and selfishness. You
Yeah.
bastard. It's
If
like,
anything, like
so,
family time is healthy in itself. It's like because you
yeah.
haven't had like some strange substance injected under your skin. They don't want you around. Like, as if that's gonna
Yeah, and it
help
weren't even
anyone. Like,
my mum. Like my mum weren't even on that shit. It's my sister going, "Oh, I'm pregnant. I'm pregnant. I don't want
yeah,
them going around there." I think, and it's nuts. And I pointed out in a song like how like that situation was like, and said about I don't even know my nephew's name like at
damn.
that time because that's how distant I was kept all over that. That's how nuts the world went, bro. People were like
Yeah,
standing across from each other. I'm on the morning
yeah,
jog. I've got people avoiding me, and I'm thinking in my head, I know you want to say something, but you got to remember, bro, these are just like average civilians. Like, you're just going to look like some like nutcase bully, and I ain't trying to do that. So I'll just allow it because it would just be like some middle-aged pompous woman that's on some like stuck up shit. I'm just jogging through, doing my thing. I'm trying to keep myself healthy, and you're worried about catching something off of me. I'm like trying to keep in shape because there's no gyms open. We're doing all this calisthenics. We're doing all this cardio. We're trying our best to keep in shape, like, do a bit of dumbbells at home, and you're avoiding me when I'm the one trying to keep in shape, like.
yeah, yeah,
maybe I should distance from you, love. I don't know what you've been doing. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, but
yeah,
it's just
yeah.
all
It's
game,
it's
man.
mad.
It's
It's
dead.
like
Like, it's so stupid, bro. Like, but I remember it. I mean, I remember chilling. Yeah, I
yeah,
remember chilling with one of my friends. Me and her were just like chilling as you do outside, and then I remember these like, I remember this guy and his bird walking past this set of like three dudes, and he said something stupid like, "Don't go near them. We should social distance." And then obviously the three guys took that as an insult, and they started on the guy. We're going like, "You what? You fucking idiot! This, that, the other." I'm thinking like, mate, you just nearly got knocked out by three guys for complying to COVID by
mm,
being brainwashed by COVID hoaxvid propaganda. Like, and I'm sitting on the field just chilling with my pal. Me and her looking round because obviously you can hear the ruckus. I'm just thinking like, right, that dude just near enough got chinned for being a sheep, like, because them guys took it personally
yeah.
for them say
That's
him
fucking
saying social
funny.
distance, this, that, the other. Yeah, true story. That I thought it was hilarious, but still, imagine getting chinned and then getting brainwashed by the government and getting chinned over it, like,
Yeah, fucking
it's peak,
rightfully so.
bro.
Nearly. It's fucking.
It's
It's like
mad.
following their mandates actually becomes dangerous. It might
Yeah,
be a fucking good thing in a way. Like, so
yeah.
that's
I
good.
remember this one as well when I went into a shop. Yeah, just to get some like water, and then this woman has gone mad, going, "Can't you read the sign? There's only three people allowed in a shop." I was just like, "Love." I was like, "Just please go home, put your feet up, and watch the Antiques Roadshow. Like, you're gonna get high blood pressure if you carry on shouting at me like this." Like,
Yeah.
she went
You,
oofing mental, mate. She was like, "You idiot!" I just kept it moving because it's like some old woman in it.
yeah.
Whatever, man. I don't
Yeah.
really care what she has to say to me. But this is the insanity which that made people that don't even know each other like beef each other or have a problem
I
with each
know.
other
I know.
over nothing.
You're bringing
Crazy.
back a lot of memories, like for me. What are you saying? Sorry.
It's crazy. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Totally. And like, yeah, it's like a lot of people like that's what like because I can't get over that like regardless of like a lot of like the spiritual like stuff like this kind of how I started this live before you joined it. It's like I can't get over
mm,
like how valid the awakening is in terms of like how brainwashed people can be and how blind they can be to the brainwashing, and like you're giving me a lot of
mm,
memories of like I worked this job, yeah, and I was really well integrated. I was like a builder's merchant. I had like a forklift license there and everything. And I was really getting along well, and I thought it was a good job. And like when the COVID stuff happened, yeah, and my colleagues found out that I didn't want to get the jab, they all turned on me and like started telling me I was
yeah, I
killing
could
people
imagine
and that.
that.
And like partly I bring it up is because I imagine this is somewhat how like some of the examples that you brought up is there was one of my colleagues, yeah, she used to have stacks and stacks of Monster energy drinks under her desk.
Oh man,
And
allow
like
that.
she's like
Fuck me.
getting the jab and telling me to get the jab while she's sitting. She like everyone like
I've got screenshots of my sister messages. She's going, natural immunity is not a thing. They need jabs, like talking about babies and that. And it's just like, I don't get how, like, what it is. I was trying to be healthy, and like all my colleagues are like so unhealthy, and they're all telling me that if I don't get an injection, that I'm killing people who can't do anything about
Yeah,
it. And it's like, but
trust.
they're all on the energy drinks and the Mackies full blast. It's like, you eating shit is gonna kill people, if anything, man. Like,
For
I just don't get why people
reals.
are so disconnected from like. It's, I think people. The reason I think about it is because like it's weird how they shut the gyms, isn't it? When
But
like
kept fast food
you
shops
can't go outside.
chains
Yeah,
open. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, it's fucking when you. It's how people forgot about it as well. It's like it almost kind of is annoying how people just COVID is just over and people
well,
forget. It's like we can't
bro, people
forget what
forget.
happened, fam.
People forget what the fucking what the bars were doing and what the pubs and restaurants were doing when you was going in when they sort of like done this weird thing where they like kind of reopened them for a bit in like summer 2020, if I'm correct. I'm just trying to think it. Yeah, it was summer 2020. They reopened for a little while, didn't they? A couple of months or whatever. And I remember being in a restaurant, yeah, sitting down chilling,
Yeah.
and then a man had just gone to go to the toilet, and then some like waiter guys turned around and said, "You need to put a mask on, mate, if you're gonna move from your table to go."
Oh yeah.
I just went, "Fuck off, mate. Fuck off. Seriously, fuck off about mask."
I
Like, just went to the
used to do it
toilet,
on.
gone back to my seat to finish off the meal, and then, mate, I've had the manager over and this, that, the other, all because I refused it. I said, well, what is the difference from me wearing a mask in this location to the next location? All you are is just complying with government guidelines, which ain't even law, and just got the same, obviously, the same cognitive dissonance. Look, I'm not going to argue with you. Please leave. And I'm
Yeah.
like, you're literally at the point where you're going to call the police on me just for refusing to wear like some plastic thing around my face. Like, is that where we're at in this society? I said, you know what, mate, fuck your
Yeah.
food. I left a bit of it on the plate, just dashed with my pal. We just walked out, mate, and I'll just think, rah, just imagine being harassed like that over nothing. But what reaction do they think they're gonna get? Or even when I went into the bank
Hmm.
just to draw some cash out, yeah, as you do, because obviously it's all about keeping cash alive.
Yeah.
Cash is king and all
Totally. Yeah.
that. Fuck the digital system, you know how we do.
Yeah.
And then I remember some random bird in there saying about put a mask on, and I'm just like, no, no, I'm exempt. I'm exempt,
Yeah.
mate.
I
What
used to
the
do it on
hell, like?
purpose, like to my colleagues, like they were all like so brainwashed and like eating shit and like they couldn't wait for the injection because they were terrified about this virus, um, and like every time I would like go into the shop floor, the whole office would look at me through the window and go mask. And I'd do it like every day, like multiple times, like risking losing my job just because of like my
You
colleagues. They'd
won't
all
wear
look at me and
a
go, "Where's your
fucking
mask,
mask, man.
Sam?" I just
It's
find it
nuts,
funny.
bro. It's so mad. You just funny enough. You just reminded me actually, bro. I remember even having problems with the taxis, like when they were moving mad, trying to tell you to put on fucking masks and that, and they had like that massive plastic thing, like
Yeah,
them plastic sheets, like
yeah,
at
yeah,
ET. I must have got in one cab, and then some bird driver's gone mad at me, like, you got a mask, and I was like, yeah, beauty mask upstairs, like, dumbest skin in the world, good, like, no, I'm being serious, and literally wouldn't take me in the car, so I just got out of the car and had to call another cab. I mean, this is all over, not refusing to wear a fucking nappy around your face, bro. It's just like, what the hell? It's ridiculous.
The
Like,
less of us comply, like that is like the sheer numbers will like outweigh the order. Like in terms of like we just need more people. Like I'm glad to hear that you were non-compliant during the
very,
initial
very
COVID
non-compliant.
because
I wouldn't even line
yeah,
up to go in the shops. Never did that. Fuck all that.
yeah, I like it's
Fuck
like a
all that. Yeah,
it's
that
good.
caused a lot of problems as well.
Mm.
That caused a lot of problems. But like, mate, I'm not lining up outside a shop like a div, like it's some like prison line, like like to get your flaming food from the cafeteria. Like, bro, like, come on. like lining up in that line like it's the line of death, lining up for your for Judgment Day or some shit, man. Bun that. I'm not doing
Yeah,
that.
it's mad. It's like
I'm not
they
taking
make
part
it
in any of
look
that.
like there's a pandemic without there even really being one. It's like all of these restrictions everywhere, like it's like a predictive program, and it makes everyone feel like there's actually something going down, but
Yeah,
it's like
we had.
nothing even.
I'd say the most epic thing I saw, yeah, my mate. I'm not going to name his name, yeah, for obvious reasons, in it, because obviously you'll know why, yeah, when I tell the story, like, yeah. But this guy is a effing legend, yeah, absolute legend for what he did, yeah. It's not even that big; it's just hilarious. So there used to be like this little on my old yard where I used to live, yeah.
Mm.
There used to be like this fishing lake where we all used to go down because that was just like the spot in it. Obviously, you know, fuck all else is open, nice
Yeah,
weather. The man then would fish. Not I wouldn't fish because like I don't fish like that, but I enjoy like being around it kind of thing. Like
yeah,
everyone's outside. It's just a nice vibe, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? And then we were like shooting a bit of a music video at the same time as well, yeah.
yeah.
And then some park ranger, these park fucking rangers, yeah, jobs worth, absolute jobs. So they weren't even like, you know, when you get the plastic feds, them civil enforcement officers, or well, that's what they call
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
fucking,
yeah.
that's what they call traffic wardens these days, isn't it? But you know, you get like them plastic feds, yeah. He
Yeah,
weren't even
totally.
one of them, mate, but he thought he was, yeah. At first, we thought he was. But this park
Yeah,
ranger was chatting proper nonsense, like, yeah, I'm going to call the police on you. You lot shouldn't be out. So this was just like, shut up, you fucking job's worth to the geezer. And then no word of a lie, bro, yeah? No word of a lie. He's trying to like pull out his little pad like he's on business, and we're just like laughing at this guy, yeah. My
yeah,
mate's come from behind the other sector of the lake, the little lake thing, yeah, and he's just pushed him. He's pushed him in the lake, bro. And he's gone into the lake, yeah. Obviously, we just had it off quick time. And the park ain't really cameraed up like that because, like I say, yeah,
that's
like the
fucking
area is
gross,
just like
man.
quite low key. It's not really cameraed up like that. It's just like a little park with a little lake, like Friars Park in Mew3ree. Like it's not really got cameras there like that because it's just like a little lake,
Yeah,
like at the back of
yeah,
like
yeah,
a
yeah,
big
yeah.
farm. And yeah, we just had it, bro. Hilarious. Or another time when we was down there, and mum's life, there was just some random geezer on a lilo, like in the lake. Just some guy on a lilo, floating on in the lake, like because obviously he must have been that desperate to just get out of his house and get some fresh air in him. And we're
Yeah,
just like, okay, it's justified. We're like, that's justified. It is hoax, Vince. So like, we
yeah,
hear it,
yeah, yeah.
innit? Desperate times call for desperate measures. He couldn't fly anywhere, he said, so he's just taken to that. But it's a funny old time, man. I'm glad I did what I did in it and didn't comply and spread the message like I did, man. It come with a lot of heat and a lot of backlash, but who cares, man? It's life, innit? At
Yeah.
least I did what I did, man. Hopefully I woke some people up, which I know I did. So yeah, man, good.
It's living with purpose, man, instead of just like complying and like you know, it's good to know that there's a reason for why you're being the way you are in a way. Like it's like a fucking
Exactly, bro.
mm, it's like a badge of honor in a way, somewhat, where it's like I didn't get the jab, no, I didn't, and I didn't wear the mask. No, it's like is it like even that is like that's
Is
enough purpose to
caught.
stick around. We need like less and less compliance. Like,
Yeah,
mm,
yeah. I definitely took that to the neck. I didn't react well to the restrictions. I mean, like when I heard that there was actually people complying to this and seeing what was going on the net. Because lucky me, all of my guys knew what time it was, and we did just take it for an absolute joke that it was, and we did just get out there and do what we did, not comply and raise the awareness, as you say.
mm,
But like, you've got to see the internet, and I saw people like doing some sneaky shit, like playing games on some FaceTimes and like people not going to funerals, which was nuts, man. Imagine that, like not going to
yeah,
your close one's funeral, or people
I know,
like
man.
spending
Can't
their
can't have
birthdays.
Christmas is cancelled and shit like that. Like, I see a video the other day of
Bruh.
when Boris announced it. He just says, like, you can't meet your friends. It's like that actually happened. Like, you're not allowed to go and meet anyone. Like, what the fuck? And it's so
Yeah.
mad how people complied and then forgot about it. Yeah, totally.
Or the rule of 6.
Oh
So
yeah,
I made it hell bent as much as I could that I'd film myself with over 6 people, like
yeah.
just to feel that warm glow in my heart that I'm not flying.
A few
Nah,
like
it's
I was
all
going to
fun and
say a second
games.
ago, like I can't remember. There was a few things that you were saying that connected, like on the last thing you were saying about that like warden fucking plastic fed who got pushed in the lake and
Yeah,
that is
no, he looked like a plastic fed and tried to act like one, but he was just some little park ranger div that was
yeah
doing his rounds
yeah
for
yeah
whatever reason.
uh,
But he thought because he had a little high-vis jacket on, he was important. The
yeah.
fool.
There, there was many
And look where
examples
his
that I think there was
ego
probably like
ended up getting him, mate, in the bottom of the lake.
yeah. That's funny, man. That's fucking
Epic,
jokes. Like, it's
epic,
just if you're
bro.
gonna go around enforcing COVID
I wish I
restrictions, it's
filmed
like
that, but
that's what happens,
do,
bro.
do you know
Yeah,
what? It happened so quick. Obviously, I didn't even expect it. Like, we're just
yeah,
standing there, obviously, saying what we're saying, like gunning the guy, saying, mate, you're a sheep, you're this, you're that. And then out of
yeah,
nowhere, my dudes just come from behind, boof. And then it was a spontaneous one. It's
yeah,
hilarious.
yeah.
Fucking legendary, man. I was down that lake quite a lot, like the summer just gone, to be fair, which was quite
Mm.
good. Like, it brought back a lot of good memories. Yeah, man. I went down there with a few people then and caught up with a few of my people from my old area and that.
Yeah, fair play. I was gonna say like because there was a few points like in terms of like the guy you that got pushed in the lake and that. It seems like, or say that the lady who was like shouting at you about 3 people allowed in the shop. It's like there's a
Yeah,
lot of people there who like for example, like there's a video of me where I'm smoking a blunt in nature, and I literally get like handcuffed by these fucking police. Like it was
for
mad, yeah.
smoking
And
weed outside. Oh my
yeah,
god.
and that's why on Instagram Live, I kept filming it, and like I was telling them to fuck off because I was in nature, minding my own business with beautiful nature around me, and I was loving it.
Bro.
And then like yeah, I just get arrested for nothing, yeah. And I'm telling them, I'm like,
Fucking
fuck
hell,
off,
man.
like. But the reason I bring it up is because you brought up a few examples where there seems to be this epidemic of people who would just go, well, rules are rules. Like
Yeah.
when you said to that guy, what's the difference between wearing a mask here or over there at the restaurant? Yeah. He would have went, oh, rules are rules. I'm just doing my job. And same with that Fed. I said to him, I said, do you even know what this plan is or why I'm using it? And
I'm
he
just
just
doing
goes,
my
oh,
job. I
I'm
hate
just
that
doing my
saying.
exactly. And that thing, yeah, they got everyone on a payroll where, like, in order to get your paycheck, you have to be a matrix warden for the open
A
prison
robot.
almost, where it's like, oh, where's your mask? I'm just doing my job. It's like everyone seems to just abide to an authority above them. Like, oh, the rules say 3 people allowed. It's like, well, who fucking writ the rules? Like, and then everyone is just like,
Well,
rules are
people
rules. It's like,
really
well, they're
thought
not fucking rules. They're only rules because everyone keeps playing into them. Like,
exactly they only exist because you're playing the game. You're rolling the dice of the elites game, and it's exactly that, bro. Because if you don't spiritually or physically or mentally invest into this game, then it doesn't exist, does it? If you just go and move into some random little farmhouse, I know it sounds a bit far fetched what I'm saying, but it's true, innit? If you
no,
just go and make yourself a little farmhouse, buy some land,
no,
you're
no.
out of the system, innit? You're doing your own thing, like
Yeah,
that system
they use
bullshit don't
like
exist to you. Like, do you know what I'm saying?
they use
And you've got
like
to run for
predictive
life like that,
programming.
doing what you're doing. But it's true, man. A lot of people thought when this shit happened, and they thought that they were abiding by the rules. They thought they were on the right side and all this. Like, people well have got above their station. Even train guards, bro. I had a bunch of fucking train guards
Mm.
on the train try to tell me put a mask on, and I was just like, bro. I said, you're wasting your time, man. Just go down there. I said, like, I know what it is. I said, you're coming on some jobs worth thing, bro. I said, you're no more than a man wearing a fancy costume. Just go down there, mate. Leave it be. Just couldn't be bothered. Like, I mean, train
Yeah,
guards, people that are just literally there to be there to, like, in case there's any madness going on the actual train, or if there's
yeah,
heads
no.
bunking it, which, you know, heads bunk the train all the time, and it is what it is. We've all done it.
Yeah,
And these men are trying to tell you to put a fucking mask on. It's laughable. It's just like, who the hell are you?
yeah,
You're a job's worth cunt for being a ticket inspector anyway, yeah?
yeah.
So, and now you're even getting above your station to think that you can tell people to wear masks? Man,
Yeah.
fuck off.
That's what I mean.
when you say above your station, it's like it's mad. Like they call it like martial law. Where it's weird how like COVID was an excuse to just like rewrite the law. Where it's
Yeah, COVID was
like
Hoaxvid.
just yeah, literally yeah.
Hoaxvid was always the social experiment of compliance, bro. To bring in the digital ID to see how far they could push it. I'll
What's
say that in
mad
a
for
few rhymes.
yeah, yeah. We can't forget that because
It
that's
was
literally
the
mad. Man.
the social experiment compliance test.
A lot of us,
That's it.
I swear, like
To bring in the digital ID, that and no more.
yeah,
And
yeah.
even with the 5G
Mad.
towers, a lot of people think that the sole purpose of the 5G towers is just to fuck you up. Yeah, it's part of it, and it's collateral damage. But more time, bro, that's just for Skylink. That's just to keep you plugged into the track and trace. Do you know what I mean? Our phones, which are the track and trace
Oh
device,
yeah,
where the
yeah.
microchip, exactly that. It was always the main purpose of the 5G towers was that. The rest of it was just collateral damage. It was to just
Yeah, I
keep you
mean, I'm
plugged into
quite
the Skylink.
this. Yeah, like I'm that whole like bird's eye view surveillance rabbit hole type thing where like it's kind of ironic. Right now I'm at this holiday home, yeah, and there's this map here showing you like so I'm in like this one, yeah, and it's just kind of ironic that, or coincidental that this thing's here because I have these visions of like I know that there's some man in the office in Babylon and that where it's like you can imagine. I reckon what they're really trying to do is like it's like a multi-dimensional track and trace where it's like when I look at my screen time thing, it shows me almost when I wake up and when I go to bed. And if someone has access to that information, they know like when I'm awake and when I'm not. And like even this conversation, we don't know who can hear or who's watching me. And it's like they got this. They're trying to do like some bird's eye view surveillance, I reckon, where it's like if everyone's got phones, they're all connected to the towers. It's like a
That's
fucking
exactly what it is, bro. That is the track and trace. That is what
yeah,
people refer to as the chip in skin, the microchip.
exactly
That's
yeah.
exactly what it was because they looked at it and yeah, of course they wanted to do that. And who's to say that they ain't still going to do that? Who knows? Who fucking knows? But
Mm.
they were just looking at, right, how can we do this in an easier way? And they've obviously found a more effective way of doing it. And we're there now. These phone devices. I mean, you just a simple thing like this. You watch like a crime documentary or something. The criminal or the perpetrator will always get caught, or more time caught, by what he does on his phone. Hence why
Yeah,
certain
yeah.
be dashing their phones using burners. Obviously, if people don't know what that means, like a phone that ain't obviously got like internet signal like that on it, like and just a fake phone. Not a fake phone, a
Mm.
real phone, but not their actual phone. That's why it's just a burner in it. They don't care what they do with it. It's just some like old smashed up Nokia or something.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, yeah,
Because it's
yeah.
not trackable by Wi-Fi like that. But people be surprised that even with that phone or the burner phone, they'll be surprised at what these pigs can really do, man. Like especially when you be changing your SIM card and that. I've seen some mad documentaries like that 24 hours documentary where it was after some guy and they had the technology to find
Mm.
out where this guy was and he'd throw his phone away. And even I was thinking like, fuck me, how the fuck did they do that with these damn 5G towers? So even when you think you've got this burner and this funny new
Mm.
SIM, brother, they're still finding ways to track you.
Yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah,
think
yeah.
about if you've got that burner phone and you ring one of your codees or someone that they think is linked to the crime, they're going to be looking at the signals of them man's phone and find the signal of that phone because it's always, if it ain't going to connect to a 5G tower, it's still going to connect to a telephone mast.
Yeah, yeah,
So either way,
totally. Yeah,
bro, either
yeah,
way, you
yeah,
got to live by letter, innit? Not even write it in
totally.
ink.
Yeah,
Use the
yeah.
old school ransom way of cutting out letters out of paper.
Mm. Yeah,
If you want to
yeah,
contact people, you got to be doing that and be using the latex gloves, bro. Like so that you don't get none of your DNA on the paper. Like it's mad. It is mad. Like the
yeah,
technology the CIA have, people really underestimate it. They seem to think like,
yeah,
oh, I'm covered. I've got my little burner phone, man. Fuck your burner phone. Like these pigs
yeah,
are level.
totally.
Like these pigs and CIA heads agencies, bro. They got next level technology.
Yeah, literally, and
Yeah, I totally hear everything you're saying, and like this, like whole rabbit hole, like I got like super kind of like almost like passionate about it over the past like 6 months, and I know that you definitely know like a lot, like everything that you just told me. Um, but like it's crazy how deep it goes because like the more research you do, the more you find in a way in terms of like when you say people underestimate the technology like the CIA has, or for example, there's a organization in America mostly, and I've been looking into them. They're called DARPA, and they're always like 20 years ahead of like the brand new technologies and stuff. And especially when
Yeah,
you
yeah,
think
yeah.
about how,
They're
Hmm.
owned by BlackRock and them
Yeah,
corporations there. The DARPA, what you're talking about. Yeah, I
oh,
know.
yeah, yeah, fair play. It's cool that you know that. To be fair, it was on the tip of my tongue to ask if you knew them, but like, yeah, it's for example, like, and I'll send you some of these rabbit holes. Maybe I don't know how familiar you are, but like, there's this whole very interesting thing, and like more it's the evolution of it is speeding up so fast when you take into account like how new these phones are. For example, like 20 years ago none of this shit really existed. It's rapidly improving like
But
all the time.
we say this shit.
Yeah, I get what
But
you
then
mean.
you've
Yeah,
got to look at ancient times and
yeah,
some of them, and think, how the fuck did they make them pyramids? I know, obviously, like this is just that's like one of the old conspiracy
I
theories in it, or
don't think it's
uh,
digital.
I don't think it's digital either. I always personally, what I think it was the Nephilim. Like, obviously they were giants and they used their strength, but they still had to have technology to cut them quartz bit up at the bottom, and only laser can cut through that type of rock. Not
Yeah,
bro,
right.
you ain't getting through that with your little chisel. Like, they try and make it out like there's some like little undeveloped tribe that have just figured out how to make fires. It's ridiculous. They literally do make you think that like people
Yeah,
around them
yeah,
times
yeah,
were like some cavemen, like, or something.
yeah,
Like, people don't realize how civilized the Sumerians were, and the Egyptians and the rest to follow from all them civilizations there. They definitely had access to that, and even in some of the pictures, um, like of the ancient carvings of the Sumerian stuff, you got one of the guys rocking a fucking watch. Where the hell we get that from, bro? The Rolex shop down the road,
Mm,
like what,
yeah,
in
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
500 BC, yeah?
yeah. Oh yeah,
BCE, are you
yeah,
mad?
totally. Like,
Just some
and
Rolex
don't get me
shop chilling
wrong.
in the middle of the desert, yeah, boss man, yeah. Do you want this one? Like, what the fuck? Where'd you get that technology from, bro? Some higher intelligence, or somewhere, somehow,
Yeah.
they had that shit. Civilizations were a lot more advanced than what we are now, which is
Mm,
mad. It's
yeah,
crazy.
yeah. And I am
That's a
like,
hard
don't
one
get
to get
me
your head
wrong.
round.
I am familiar, where it's like I didn't mean to like if I was coming
Yeah, I
off
know what
like
you mean.
totally
I know
ignorant, or
what you
it's
mean.
like, yeah,
No, I
like
know what you
obvious,
mean.
like,
Yeah, I know what you mean.
and yeah, I think there's many different forms of like technologies where it's like the pyramids in alignment with the astrology and type stuff. Like it seems like I think a lot of like the modern day technology that I was on about originally is like it seems like a lot of like the digital like AI stuff seems to
Yeah.
somewhat be only coming online. But like I thought originally what you were going to say is some people speculate how they've had this stuff for ages and they slow drip feed it to the public like when they choose. Um,
Well,
but yeah,
that's defo true.
mm, but yeah,
That's
I mean,
defo true.
I'm definitely familiar with what you're on about though, where it's like, yeah, like I'm not one to think for a second that like those like ancient cultures and the Tartaria is like
Yeah, they
as
were
if they were
sitting there,
just
yeah,
stupid.
in there.
Yeah, it's not like, yeah, I know that they were on some next level, like,
Yeah, it's nuts, isn't it? Because you got to look at how civilized that stuff was. I mean,
yeah,
and people act like this stuff is just like fiction, like you're talking about fucking Disneyland or something.
yeah,
Like, bro,
yeah,
you can
yeah,
go to the deserts and see the remains of this stuff. Obviously, the pyramids, they stand as they stand. But even with them, a lot of people say that they ain't even the original pyramids, bro. A lot of people say that. A
mm,
lot of people say
yeah,
that. But either way, that's where they were aligned. So, but what I'm more talking about is like in the southern Iraq deserts, like where the Sumerians were. Yeah, they make out like these big cities I talk about are just like some magic land in my head, like I'm some lunatic or something.
yeah,
And there's actually remains of this stuff, bro. Like little bits of remains, and the amount of artifacts, like even to the
yeah,
point where obviously F the British Museum because they're no more than a colonising thief. But like,
Yeah.
there's actually stuff in the British Museum which is of you've got like pieces of like Sumerian clay with like Sumerian writing on. So it just blows my mind that people think that it's like some imaginary land that never existed or something. It's nuts.
Yeah, I know. I don't. It's because there's a lot of propaganda where like they try and like really like indoctrinate the public as if they would like, oh, back in the day, like they were just like I had like my vaccinated sister who's on holiday with me. She's like mocking them, going, "Oh, they used to believe in the sun gods. They didn't know about science. Now we've got all this advanced science and like the modern day when we're really like people think that we're in like the most advanced age in society, like and like
But they were the
science
ones
is
who
solving
invented
everything."
science and geometry and chemistry and biology. Like, do you know
Mm.
that's actually a fact as well? The Sumerians invented geometry, the wheel. What else did they invent? Mathematics. Like, so these men made this stuff. The first writing system, obviously cuneiform. Like the
Mm.
list goes on. Like the list goes on and on and on and on.
I was gonna like at the very beginning. I think I brought up on. I knew that vaguely that you was quite familiar with ancient cultures and things of this nature, and how they clearly, definitely have a
Yeah.
deep form of spirituality. Like I was in like a museum in Oxford around here, and I went in there and like I was like filming it for a while, talking about how like all of their artwork and the hieroglyphics look so like psychedelic. Where I know for a fact that they had access to some of these like some of these uh psychedelic plants. And you can tell just
Oh
like
yeah, of course, bro. Of course. The
yeah,
Stargates. Like I don't know what you know about or don't know about the Stargates, but that, mate, is where you really start to open the can of worms. When you start finding out about the Stargates, and
yeah,
I came across some very useful knowledge
yeah,
about this little twat for this little architect who is a little sly bastard who
yeah.
found a lot of artifacts in like 1919. So really, when you think about it, it wasn't even that long ago. Obviously, it was a long time ago, but it's not like it was in the 1700s. It was in the 1900s, bro, and nearly a quarter way in. So this was 1919. You know, the man, they sent this like archaeologist out to find some stuff, and he found loads of stuff to do with like Sumerian culture. But he tried to report back that he only found like jewelry and pottery and old instruments like forks, or just stuff like that, like old artifacts, so to speak.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But this guy, bro, he didn't just find that, he found an ancient Stargate. Now they left that off the record.
Hmm.
They left that off the record. Sir Leonard Woolley, or Woolley Leonard, was it? Or Sir Leonard Woolley or Woolley Leonard. My bad for getting it the wrong way round or the right way
Yeah,
round,
yeah,
yeah. But it
yeah.
was that little weasel. And when you start opening the can of worms with that, and then start linking why, like, literally the West was obsessed with, like, literally invading Iraq and all the propaganda that they'd done and the whole inside job with the 9/11, bro, it all adds up. It all adds up. Why is the West forever trying to fuck up the Middle East? And this is a lot of research I've done, and it all stems from simple things like that. Because in 1917 there was that Balfour Declaration, which was obviously to get certain people into Palestine to start the occupation of it. A British Zionist with the last name Rothschild. No surprise there, eh? Yeah, yeah, exactly. Was the person that advocated for it, and then obviously the declaration was signed by him and obviously the person who was in charge of the office of the foreign secretary. And then in 1919, you got Sir Willie Leonard, who found the artifacts and found the Stargates. It's too close to call, bro. Then you had the World War, the end of the World War, 1920. Then England took over a piece of Palestine, didn't they? And it was called British Palestine and British Mandatory Palestine, all the way up to when they made the Israel state in the 1940s. And come on, man, this join the dots. What is the West's obsession with the Middle East? Because they know that what you know as the Middle East used to be called in ancient days, Mesopotamia. They know, bro, that there's so much resources, so much history, and so much stuff, and so much like interesting and paranormal stuff that happened there, that they just obsessed with the place. I swear, like they wank over it like it's a porno mag or something. I swear. Like a bit of a mad metaphor, but it's true, bro. They have an obsession, and history does not lie. They're forever stealing from the place. They're forever fucking up shit up. And this is why, you know, like people don't realize this stuff. And I teach these guys, like some of the people that are just like new and just seem to think that like this random genocide has just happened overnight, like since October 2023. And I'm like, nah, man, you want to link all that stuff way back years and years and years and years, and you really start to realize it's too close to call. You can't have events happening like that in 1917, 1919, and then by 1920, Palestine's now called British Palestine, and we owned it until it was given to the Zionists, and they made it the state, like part of it, the state of Israel, and now they're just trying to completely wipe them out.
Especially like a lot of it can be very like suspicious when like they can try to censor the research and cover a lot of it up, where like they might
Oh my
quote it as
God,
like
yeah.
disinformation, but it's like why there's like such an agenda to suppress such knowledge and such research. Like they don't want people to connect the dots. And I will say, like, I'm not that familiar with a lot that you spoke about just now,
Yeah,
and I
yeah,
definitely want to do like more research because it sounds really interesting. But I do intuit, I think I
yeah.
got an insight earlier, like how like
You'll
I
connect the
know for a
dots, that's for
fact.
sure.
Yeah. Well, I know for a fact that, like, in my past, I knew a lot less than what I know now. So, like, there was something missing, so to speak, where, like, now I know about the food and the chemtrails and the schools that I went to when I was a kid, full of shit. I know way more. Like, the awakening gets bigger and bigger over time.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Mm-hmm.
intuit that that is still the case to an extent where, like, it's almost like an intuition that I know that something's missing, where, like, I know that there's more research, more stuff to find, more dots to connect, where it's like, again, like you said earlier, like, it's almost like there's infinite knowledge, and, like, the more
Yeah,
you
bro,
look,
I'm
the
in
more
that
you
boat as
find.
well, and I've been bloody studying this stuff since 2006, broski, and there's still 100,000,001 things I've got to learn. So it's just never ending, mate. Like,
Mm.
because I could come across someone, I have come across people. I think you know a fair lot on that. Then I come across some people I met that are like literally genius wizards at this ish, yeah, and they be like having like 40 years worth of knowledge.
Yeah,
Like, do you know what I'm saying? So I've got 19 years worth of knowledge, coming up to 19 years worth of knowledge. Yeah, these men have got double that, and then they're telling me crazy stuff, and I'm thinking, oh shit, and then you just think, raw, all the stuff I've learned, man, I've got a hell lot more to do, and
yeah,
it's cool, bro. That's what learning's about. It's humble, like it's each one teach
yeah,
one,
yeah.
man. I'm all about that.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I know a lot of people get on their ego ones and they get a bit too gassed. They think they've found out something which not a certain group of people don't know, or many people don't know, and they get gassed with it. They're like, oh shit, I know this, and they feel a bit above people. I hear all that. I've come across people like that, but I'm not like that. And I've always said I'm a
yeah.
student of this, regardless of how out there I am protesting or what I know or don't know. I'm still a student, bro. We all are. This is Earth's classroom.
That's what I
That's
was
what it's
saying
all about,
earlier.
brother.
Like we touched on this point like earlier, and I was just saying like some man, like, and I've been guilty of it, where like I think I know how it is to the extent that I actually cut myself off from learning. It's like the ego arrogance with having a chip on your shoulder, thinking that you know something that everyone else don't. Like that actually got in the way of me learning valuable stuff.
But
Like for example, Katie, I hung around hers, but she taught me a lot. And if I'm arrogant, I can't be taught.
check,
I find.
well,
But look,
check this. Have you ever thought that the reason you might have been like that is because you were frustrated and sick and tired of people not knowing what you were saying? Like, say you come across someone that didn't know anything about everything we're talking about, yeah, and
yeah,
then you're
yeah.
trying to explain to them a simple thing like whatever you're talking about, and they're just looking at you like you're a tinfoil hat conspiracy theorist, and you just get
Oh yeah,
frustrated. You're like,
yeah,
you ain't got a clue,
course.
mate. Yeah,
yeah,
I wouldn't necessarily say. Do you know what, bro? Because I get like that sometimes, even still to this day. I wouldn't necessarily say that's arrogance or whatever you said. I'd say it's frustration because it's coming from
yeah,
a good
totally,
place, and
yeah,
society is so fucking sheep. Like
yeah,
you will get frustrated, bro. I get like it. I still get like it now. I get like it even with some people which I'm trying to teach, which know stuff, and I'm thinking, for fuck's sake, you lot think it's like, you got that wrong, man. But it's frustrated. It's not ego or anything like that. You just gotta remember, like you've just gotta get back into your right energy, right back into your right flow, and then pick up where you left off with that conversation of trying to teach them people rather than just fly off the handle at them, because we've all done it. I'll be lying if I said I ain't done it, because I certainly have.
yeah,
And you
yeah,
get
yeah,
so frustrated, but don't confuse that. Don't confuse the frustration with arrogance or ego, because it's not like that.
yeah,
It's just your heart's in the right place and you get so frustrated because you want to wake the
yeah,
world
yeah,
up, and
yeah,
you're like, will you just fucking listen, man? It's
yeah,
like when you're advising your
of
pal
course,
or someone you care about to not do something stupid, and then the idiot goes and does something dumb, and you're like, you motherfucker, I told you, for fuck's sake. That's not ego or
yeah,
arrogance.
obviously,
That's
yeah,
just your
yeah, yeah,
frustration for wanting the best for humanity, bro. That's what I think
yeah.
anyway.
It's not like there's no shortage of being
No, man.
around such like in terms of
Ah, bro,
the
they're always there.
yeah
Sheep like people are gonna always be there.
yeah yeah
Like,
yeah
no matter how many conscious people you chill with or how many people you know that are on the level, there's always someone somewhere. The internet is a big place. You come across people on the internet, someone that might support your music, and then because I said something they don't like, they unfollow me or
Mm.
whatever. Or they're like, oh, I don't like what he said about the vax because I took it. They took it. And I'm just like, well, I didn't take it. Fuck the fucking hoax for this, that, the other. They'll get mad and unfollow me. Or then I'll say something about Free Palestine, and then I'll get someone saying, you're a terrorist sympathizer. I'm like, what the fuck? How the hell? It makes me laugh. I'm just like, bro, a terrorist sympathizer, like, Palestine doesn't even have an army, mate. Israel are the fourth biggest army, bro. They've got like tanks, bombs,
Yeah,
guns. Israelis have got a couple of sticks. Lucky to have a few guns and some stones. It's just like, are you kidding me? Like,
yeah, yeah,
like
yeah,
it's
yeah,
so
yeah. I know,
uneven.
totally.
It's like
Yeah,
Mike Tyson versus an elderly man on a Zimmer frame. It's just like, what are you talking, mate? Do your research, but it's just the way it is. I don't care. I know what's right. It don't
yeah.
frustrate me. I just let it happen. Just let it happen. Keep it moving. Keep doing what you're doing.
Mm.
Keep trying to teach the method, bro. And that's it. That's all you can do. That's all you
Yeah,
can do, bro.
totally. Mm.
You can't please everyone, and you can't help everyone. And I wouldn't want to try to please everyone, because then I'd be being fake, and that's not me. I'm not a people pleaser. I just say the truth, which I've researched or come across or know in my heart is what's right and on the right side of humanity, and try and put that out there. But I can't expect everyone to react the same way to that. There's going to be some people that like it, some that don't, some that agree with some things I say, some that don't. It's just life, bro. You can't, like I say, certain man that will be like sharing my music like it's going out of fashion, and then all because I've done a track about a situation that they don't like or a subject they don't like, they block me. It gone from like a proper supporter
Mm.
to then because I said something, and so be it. Because first place they shouldn't have been aligned with what I do in the first place. But that's life, bro. That's life, man.
yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't know. That's I get what you're saying, and like I'll probably wrap it up soon on here. To be fair, because I've been on here
Yeah,
for
G.
quite a bit. But like, I was thinking, just like maybe a point to kind of end on in a way is like I really do appreciate people in terms of like because when we're talking about how kind of docile like most kind of sheeple can be, like I'm really a fan of a lot of kind of like-minded people like that me and you probably know, including like yourself. It's just I just like people who are like they have like an internal flame where like they really try to
Yeah,
question everything. They try and push the boundaries. That's what I really like about where like a
critical
lot of
thinker,
people is
basically.
like yeah,
A
totally. And
critical
it
thinker.
seems like
Yeah,
a lot of people they don't really have much of a flame. They don't have much passion. It seems like a lot of people are just so like backseat to life, and like regardless of like if people are like
wrong every now and then. Like I just like people who really try and push forward. Like you seem to question a lot and like push the boundaries and do research, and you're willing to learn and that. And like Katie, who I was chilling with for like the past like 3 weeks, she's got a lot of radical kind of far out ideas. But I think that's a really good thing because in this day and age, bear man are so fucking boring. It's like it's
Yeah,
refreshing to
trust.
just it's refreshing to just hear like anyone like trying to like push the boundaries and entertain like new ideas and do research like that.
Someone who goes against the grain. I've only ever got on with people that go against the grain. I just in general, even like when I didn't know none of this stuff, when I was just like in primary school and
Yeah.
like in my earlier years in secondary school, like even then I was always just the people that went against the grain, the people that kind of stood for something or just had a bit of substance to them. I always seem to like consciously align with them sort of people, man. So it's written. What your destiny is written in the stars, as they say, bro. So it's no surprise that I ended up where I did. I was always into like
Mm.
fucking mad shit, like aliens and whatever else, and ghosts, and they're just like from an early age, like, do you know what I'm saying? And that's kind of the start of it, innit? Do you know what I'm
It's
saying?
quite interesting. I swear you just give me like a memory and an insight where it's like I'm almost when you said that I was unlocking like the type of people who I would befriend when I was in primary school and that. I would only befriend like the rebels and that in a way where it's
Yes,
like I don't know if it's inherently the same thing as what you're saying, but like kind
in
of
a
got me an insight. It's like yeah,
sense,
I
it is,
wonder.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, I get you. Yeah,
against a
yeah,
grain. But all right, brother, I'll let you slip in it because I've got to get out quite early tomorrow. I'm shooting a video in London
oh yeah,
for the old
yeah.
music thing. Yeah, man.
When's your new album?
That's going to come out a little later in the year, but it's there. So many people keep
Okay.
saying to me, like, hold on, I thought you was releasing it earlier year, but obviously certain things have changed. Nothing bad, just I've got certain other projects which I would rather bring forward and save that for like the back end of the year sort of thing.
Yeah, fair play. Yeah. All right, man. Yeah, I'm excited. I look forward to it, and yeah, I weren't really planning to chat like loads on here. It's like I feel
Oh,
fucking
bro.
like
Nor was
my
I, bro. I was just
family's.
rolling through and then
Yeah,
ended
yeah.
up in some deep like, but that's the way it is, bro. That's even that to me is doing outreach because you never know who's locked in. You never know who's locked on, and someone might hear something which might change their life. You never know, bro. So I'd rather spend time doing that than just sitting here fucking about,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah. Yeah, totally. It's all good. Like, and I love doing like networking and stuff as well in terms of just like, yeah, you just, like you say, you never know like who might have joined this live, who might have heard what. And I'm glad you told me a lot that you did as well, because like I'm quite interested to listen back and fucking do more research on a lot of the stuff that you were
Yeah, bro.
saying.
Look into that
Um,
thing I said to you about that, the whole connection to the dots and the whole, all the way up to the weapons of mass destruction about Saddam connected to the Stargates,
yeah,
all
that's
that shit.
what I was gonna. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that
I'm
all links back to what I'm talking about how that dude found that Stargate and never put it on the sheet of what he found in
yeah.
1919.
I feel
Trust
like
me, bro. But yeah,
stuff like that. Like I can't hear about a rabbit hole like that and not go down it. Like
yeah, man.
so.
You enjoy that one. I've put a few people onto that one because the way I've lined it up and put it in perspective, and a lot of people have
Yeah,
gone and researched it. Like, oh shit. I was like, yeah, I know, right before your very eyes, eh? It's mad, isn't it?
yeah,
But yeah,
yeah.
bro, enjoy your breakaway and that. Come back refreshed.
Yeah,
Do
cool.
your thing, bro. Reset the mind, and yeah, man, I'll catch up with you soon, brother. Take care, yeah.
Yeah, bro. All right, let go, man. Sound.